Services. They've been doing it for more than 50 years in Birmingham. 229.
The Lance Taylor. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final segment of the show today. We missed one commercial break because of a technical problem, which is how we have the open going at 11:41 there. As we get to trash here in a moment, I will tell you part of the show today being brought to you by our friends at Champy's. They bring you the last hour of the show every day. Champy's Chicken. You can go have a wonderful lunch there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. That includes the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the hand-cut chicken fingers, the breast and thighs and legs, bone-in fried chicken that the South is known for. Sterling brines it overnight, cooks it to order, piping hot, juicy to the bone when it comes out. In-house made sides, in-house made desserts. It is delicious. It's Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. One thing that may have gone under the radar a little bit in the college football world, but the folks that govern the FCS have said that when we get back to the spring, FCS teams can have joint practices.
Oh, we used to talk about this idea for spring games, where Georgia would play Boise State in a spring game, just to pick two random teams, and the TV money would help Boise State because they need money. They would almost be like a guarantee game for them.
Now, this is just practice.
I know.
It's not their spring game.
But it might lead to
practices.
that. It might lead to that. This is really in the NFL, when they do the preseason games, the better stuff is in the practices that lead up to those. So when the Buccaneers and the Eagles have a preseason game, they've practiced all week in Tampa, and they have the fights and they have, the actual players playing. You get to the preseason game, and that's more exhibition-ish.
And this is at the FCS level, but that is the hope is that, okay, if we can do this at the FCS level, if this is working, maybe we can eventually get to what Brown is talking about with the FBS and have some shared spring games, or at least some spring practices, if coaches want that. But the reason for this, obviously, in the spring is so many kids have hit the portal at the FCS level specifically to go fill the rosters up on the FBS. This could help them get some meaningful practice.
It's interesting, though. College football is slowly adopting some of these NFL ideas. The NCAA recently made the change where basically colleges will have OTAs through the summer.
Yeah.
But they're just slowly adopting some of these things from the NFL.
Yeah, bigger topic for another time on that I want to save for later this week to talk about that. But it's an interesting time that some of the things we used to dream of 20 years ago for college football is starting to happen. Trash is ahead. Michelson Laser Vision, before we hit that, tell us about Michelson.
969-8100. That is the number for Michelson Laser Vision, 969-8100. Michelson Laser Vision, the place to go to get that fighter pilot vision Lance Taylor now has. He was nearly legally blind and got LASIK surgery for Michelson Laser Vision. Now has fighter pilot vision. Doctors Mark and Jennifer Michelson. That is a father-daughter team. They're spectacular at what they do. Pioneers in the field. People come from all over to learn from them. People come from all over to have LASIK surgery with Michelson Laser Vision. You can as well. 969-8100. To get an appointment, our friend Amy will answer the call when you make that phone call at 9.
Hoodies and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Sometimes injury attorneys get a bad rep, being called ambulance chasers, showing up to the accident scene before the EMTs get there. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, this ain't that. We get enough cardio, no need to chase ambulances. Look, if you're injured in any type of accident, don't accept a dime from the insurance company. Hit up the gators of the litigation situation. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or AlexWins.law.
Call me, Alabama.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Oh, live show today. We got a ton of college football to get to, as we always do, including playing out the Big Ten season like we did the SEC yesterday. We have the big screen still back there, setting between Brooks and Forrester, and we'll do it like we did with the SEC yesterday. We'll get to some of the reaction as well from the fans on our SEC socials. Oklahoma fans not happy again. Just to sum that up a little bit, Oklahoma fans not happy. We'll get to it. It's coming. It's a tease, guys. It's a tease. We'll get to it. Also coming up, we're the Tinder World Cup world blending together. We've got a stat on that we'll get to. Let's just say DTF. Everybody's down to football.
Oh, boy.
Everybody's down to football or football.
Football.
A lot of that going on in our country, with Tinder being a very popular app during the World Cup. Brown will unveil his first bracket punishment today on the show. We'll get to that. Alternate photos and the actual official photo. You can check our social media out at Next Round Live to follow along once a month as Brown pays off with an old school calendar shoot. But we start with the World Cup. The Americans are in action today. You can come watch it at Walk-Ons, our friends at Walk-Ons. We're there today 4 to 6. We'll have a specialty show 4:30 to 5:30 if you want to join us from wherever you watch or listen to us on our video platforms today, 4:30 to 5:30. We're there for the folks at Folds of Honor, Alabama. You see the QR code on your screen. You can donate and serve that great cause to help families of those who gave everything for our country, and first responders as well, who gave everything for our communities. Folds of Honor, Alabama. Every donation stays right here in the state of Alabama. We're there with special Budweiser and Bud Light drinks all day long at Walk-Ons, Highway 280, Tattersall Park. But there, 4 to 6, we'll be bringing awareness to Folds of Honor. We'll talk about that and have a specialty show that will entertain you. It's all at Walk-Ons, our friends at Walk-Ons, with a great sports bistro, Cajun cuisine, great TV set up to watch the game tonight at 7 o'clock. You can come enjoy the cocktails, but the screens are great. The beer on tap, unbelievable. So many choices to have there. We always recommend the Budweiser and the Bud Light, of course, from our friends at Adams Beverage. And then the great food. The Varsity Burger's great. The bone-in wings great. All great food there at Walk-Ons. Trussville, Stadium Trace, and Hoover. And, of course, the one we'll be at tonight, right on 281-19 at Walk-Ons. The Americans play tonight, Brownie. Everyone's excited. Here's a stat for you. If you want to know how it's different this time around for the Americans, this is the first prime time knockout stage game in the history of USA Soccer. We've never played a knockout round game in prime time. We've always been midday or afternoon kick times. But tonight, the Americans are in prime time against Bosnia.
Yeah, and that is awesome. Now, part of that is like the English game goes at 11, England, but that's prime time there. So obviously, so some of that is factored in. But, I mean, rarely have you wanted to watch the United States play. Or not, I shouldn't say it that way, but rarely have you thought the United States had this good of a chance. Let me put it that way. This has been the most excited people have been to watch the United States play a game in quite a while, I think.
And then the folks in Hoover, out at the Hoover Met tonight, are having the 4th on First at the Hoover Met, and it's a watch party for Hoover native Chris Richards to watch the game, and they'll watch it on the big screens there and they have other screens set up at the Hoover Met, and they're inviting all soccer fans out to the Hoover Met, and they'll have a big party I think the gates open at 5:30. Then they'll watch the soccer match, and after the soccer match, they've got fireworks. Their big citywide firework display goes on tonight at Hoover at the Hoover Met too. So a lot of excitement for that.
If they go penalty kicks, this could be like that old Braves game. You remember that was on July the 4th, didn't finish till like 3 in the morning. We go PKs, there's going to be some people in the city of Hoover like, what is going on?
Well, PKs won't get you too long, right? It's not like it's unlimited time. It doesn't get to the,
well,
what's it called, the golden ball, which I guess it gets to eventually.
No, they do 5 each, and then it's 1, 1, 1.
Until somebody wins sudden death after that.
Until somebody
Well,
wins.
we don't do penalty kicks for the championship, right?
Yeah.
If we get to the World Cup championship game, you sure it's not? Does it go to penalty
I
kicks?
thought that's the way
sure.
Brandy Chastain. That was how they won it, right?
That was the
penalty
women's
kicks.
side. I thought the men. I thought the men played until we had a goal in regulation, but that may not be true.
Yeah.
We just kept playing. They do penalties in the World Cup championship game too.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be exciting. PKs for the World Championship, the World Cup. That'd be super exciting. I like the PKs. If we get a rain delay, then like we did in Mexico last night, then it'll get pushed back. That's really cool, though, to have a local connection like that, and that people. I hope a lot of people show up. So they're going to do it actually inside the Met. They're going to have the screen on and all that.
Out at the Hoover Met tonight, 4th on 1st with the folks at Hoover out there tonight, celebrating Chris Richardson, and maybe they get a. I don't know if the crowd will be big enough to get the national cameras like it has been in Kansas City or Los Angeles or New York or Chicago or Mexico City last night when Mexico won 2-0. It was their first knockout win in 40 years. The great Mexican team hadn't won a knockout game since 1986, and the scenes in Mexico City last night were unbelievable. Look at the celebration going on. They shoot off fireworks as well. The first goal was insane. Look at all the way down that street there. It's not a river. Well, it's a river of humanity. Look at how many people are in the streets there.
Can I make it's not a hot take, but a very bold comment, I think. Watching that game last night, I think that's the loudest stadium I have ever watched on TV.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, and I watch a lot of SEC football, and before y'all start coming at me with Jordan Hare, Tiger Stadium, or Bryant Denny, I'm factoring those in. I don't think I've ever heard a louder crowd than was doing that during that early in that Mexico game when they were firing on the goal left and right. That place was freaking insane.
Yeah, even the commentators were talking about it, saying that playing at Estadio Azteca is home field advantage for Mexico.
No doubt. 87,000 Dunaway. I don't know if you agree with me. That was as loud as I have ever heard.
How do they, not being in person, it's hard for me to tell.
I'm just saying over TV. That's what I'm saying. Over TV, it's the loudest I'd ever heard over TV.
Yeah, well, then if you put it on the SEC network broadcast or something like that, it's not going to sound the same because the audio, I forget which campus broadcast crew. Is it Ole Miss? One of them never gets the Nat sound.
Yeah, their
right.
basketball sounds awful at Ole Miss. Yeah.
And
I agree with you on that.
A lot of that's good broadcast crews, the Nat sounds. Like, for instance, I think, even some ESPN broadcasts, the Fowler-Herbstreit game, the Gus and Clack game on Fox, they do a better job with audio than some of the other.
NBC's bad at it, actually. Yeah. NBC, there's just no atmosphere.
Yeah, so some of that is Nat sound, but it is considered to be one of the great home field advantages in all of sports there in Mexico City. Why are they not having to bounce around a little bit more? They get to play in that great historic stadium because they won their group, I think, all the way up until the semis.
No, I don't think I think the quarterfinals is the last game that's being held in Mexico City.
That's what I'm saying. They get to play all the way up before they go to the semis.
Yeah.
So they could go to the Final Four and never leave that stadium that they haven't lost there in forever, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So that's more like, so we're playing all our games in the United States, but we're not playing in a central stadium that we play in all the time, is what you're saying.
That's right. Well, we don't have that stadium.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But they're basically, this is
Tiger Stadium at night.
Yeah, this is LSU getting the college football playoffs and getting to play all their games in Tiger Stadium.
That's right, until they get to the semifinals.
Yeah.
And I'm reading now, architecturally, it was designed to trap in the crowd.
100%.
Yeah.
It did. That place was insane, man. I was wanting Mexico to score one of those early goals just to see how crazy that place would go.
Right. And then, the Canadians, who are also hosts of this thing, because they finished not first in their group, they're playing all their games now in the U.S. So those Canadian sites that are still left, they don't get a Canadian advantage there. So it's weird that Mexico has such a home field advantage, and they're getting to stay there.
That stadium's also just very historically significant to the World Cup as well.
Oh, 100%. We played World Cups there before championships, but there's Mexico, who rarely loses there, staying there and advancing on with a win over Ecuador last night. Mbappe and the French beat Sweden 3-0. Norway beat Iceland 2-1. Holland had, of course, the big goal with the 86th minute, and that was yesterday's action. England and Congo at 11 today on Fox. Belgium and Senegal, 3 o'clock on FS1. And tonight, USA and Bosnia, 7 o'clock on Fox.
Bosnia-Herzegovina, yes.
Herzegovina.
Herzegovina?
Is it offensive to them if I leave off that part?
No, let's just call them the Bosnians. We're playing the Bosnians tonight. Yeah. I don't think they're watching there, so I think we can say pretty much what we want. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm just going to say we're playing the Bosnians tonight. I'd hate to be the play-by-play guy because FIFA probably expects him to, do the whole nation, because I've noticed, like, even the English play-by-play guys have to say Turkey. Well, we've grown up always saying Turkey one way, and now they have to say it the way Turkey wants it pronounced, which is cool, but I bet they have to do the same thing with Bosnia.
So I was reading this morning that the reason it's called Bosnia and Herzegovina is because it's two distinct regions of that country.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys couldn't decide on that, but we're just going to go with the easier name. I mean, that's on you guys that you couldn't just get together and find one good name.
If they had a better last name, like I have no problem saying William and Mary.
Yeah, that's right. If it was Bosnia and Taylor. Yeah, we'd easily say it. But Herzegovina had to know, if you're going to keep that name, nobody's ever going to use it. So y'all make your choices wisely, and we'll follow accordingly.
Should have been Bosnia and Herzo. Then I could knock it out. But Herzegovina.
They probably have those hats over there that just say the Hers.
Yeah, exactly.
The hats
and it's upside down.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Yeah, so that's the World Cup all going on. By the way, here's the Tinder stat for you before we get to our buddy Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. Tinder matches, we'll call them matches, up 60% here in the U.S. during the World Cup as fans are meeting. It says U.S. citizens.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So we got the ladies, the men and women from overseas are coming here, and they're like, well, I tell you what, American women are good-looking women.
Yeah. Or American women are looking at European men saying, "Hey, here's a
French."
Basically for those that are on the apps, it's a seasonal menu. They're ordering off of a seasonal menu now.
I've never had German.
If you're down to football, if you're down to football,
I mean, every time it cuts to the crowd in an Argentina game, I think now might be a good time for a vacation.
That's right. Yeah. Some of those...
the international feed. When you've got the international feed, every cutaway seems to be a very, very attractive woman.
See, that's why people don't like the hydration breaks.
Why so?
Well, because it cuts away from that. That's time where you would be focusing on the crowd and then maybe team reactions, them doing a little meeting. Yeah. But nope. Now you've just got a commercial.
I see, yeah. So you missed the crowd cutaways of the good-looking Argentina women is what you're saying. I got you.
World Cup continues today. The Americans in action at 7 o'clock tonight. Again, come out and join us at Walk-Ons as we get ready to celebrate a little holiday weekend, right? It's we're celebrating our 250th this weekend as a country. Great celebrations going on. Remember, tomorrow's our last live show. No show on Friday. We're back with you on Monday. The show today being brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney.
Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. He is the guy you go to with any legal situation you have, no matter what it is. Everything from personal injury, which you're aware of that he handles, to fire and storm damage, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment. The list goes on and on and on. That's why we say whatever you face in your legal issues, you start with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. You do not pay a dime unless they win your case with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. Shunnarah.com.
And our friends at StormRestorationRoofing.com. Greg from Pell City will jump on that roof for a free no-cost roof inspection. If he did one yesterday, there's a chance he's stuck up there. His shoes just melted to the roof as we hit the heat index of 101 yesterday. But Greg from Pell City, he's not afraid of the heat. He's not afraid of the cold. He doesn't like lightning. But he'll get up on that roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. 205-542-3531. StormRestorationRoofing.com. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. If you're like me, you're like, man, I don't know who to trust when it comes to my roofing or my house and things like that. Greg's a guy we've known a long time. A lot of you who watch or listen to us have dealt with Greg. You could just jump into the chat room and ask somebody, have you ever used Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing? And you can just watch the positive comments come in after that. Greg from Pell City, he and his wife Andrea, they're locally owned. That's important. They are a group, a family of 10 kids. A lot of the kids work for the company. That's important because they ain't going nowhere. They're going to back up their work for a long time. Storm damage repairs, roof replacements, they do it all right there at stormrestorationroofing.com. Greg from Pell City, and that free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. In college football, the weekend of July 4th has become a major recruiting announcement thing. I believe it's because of the NIL. I think it has become July 1 through July 4 this weekend, because I believe this is when your NIL payments can really start at your next institution. It's like, okay, we'll start paying you on July 1. That's my gut feeling. I have no official way to back that up, but it feels like we get a lot of announcements on July 1 today, July 2, July 3 on this weekend, and it feels like it's because it's when the paychecks can start rolling in from the schools for the NIL.
Yeah, Rivals on 3 calls it their summer signing day. They're doing a big event calling their summer signing day, which is going on all day today at their well. I mean, I'll give them a free plug there. On 3 does a good job. They're doing a full show. So there is something, and I think I've read that. I think it has to do with the NCAA calendar that allows you to start getting paid on July 1.
Well, this is the new fiscal year,
right?
For most athletic departments. It's why we do, and we'll talk about it in just a second, a lot of brand changes happen on July the 1 because it's a new fiscal year. And I think that's why we get such a big recruitment buzz. There's the kid from Spain Park is going today, I believe, Marquise Evans, MJ. 4-star edge guy, expected to pick Auburn, South Carolina, Florida in the mix, but he's expected to go to Auburn. Tay Walden, 4-star athlete, Auburn was in the mix for a while. Seemed like it's a big Oregon lean today. 5-star wide receiver Xavier Sabb, who was very hot on Alabama for a long, long time, expected to go to Oregon today, so Oregon could get a big celebration a couple of times today. We may hear from Joshua Dobson today, 5-star corner. A&M expected to get him. Michigan, South Carolina, and Auburn in the mix there. Carlos May, 4-star defensive lineman. Auburn was hot with him for a while. Ohio State sort of is the favorite there now. So Auburn and Alabama in the mix on some, but where maybe, other than Marquise Evans, maybe not landing any of these guys. We'll wait and see. I think later this weekend, Davion Jones, a 4-star DB, according to On3 and 247, expected to make his commitment tomorrow. LSU maybe has surged ahead of Auburn and Georgia there. And Antoine Jackson, a 4-star edge, on July 3rd. Alabama was hot on him, the kid out of Memphis, but it looks like Ole Miss and Pete Golding has slid into there. So a lot of close possible surprises for Auburn and Alabama this weekend, or some near misses.
You know, it's interesting when you said this is a big – I'm just going to tell you the way my mind works. When you said it's a big recruiting weekend, commitment weekend, I initially thought, even though you don't see this as much anymore, that what I'm about to say has kind of died down. But I thought the availability of fireworks and your big announcement, there was a tie there that you're able to get fireworks easily this time of year. So your big announcement video could have the fireworks, but you really don't see those as much anymore. Like the whole creative announcement video, those things have kind of died. I don't know why, but it certainly has more to do with the NCAA calendar. I don't know, like you said, when you started reading that, you didn't hear a whole lot of heavy Alabama and Auburn leans. I heard a lot of Oregon. I heard some Texas A&M in there, and that's not really surprising if you're paying attention to what's going on. We talked about it with A&M yesterday. They're on a heater. They appear to be spending money, and the money appears not to be drying up anytime soon, much like the oil.
Yeah, so that's it's a big recruiting weekend coming up. And then there's brand changes that happen on July 1. As we jump into college football, I remind you our show today being brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. For 70 years, they've had the best compassionate care for all your urological needs, all your urological needs. That's men and women. You can find out everything they offer at urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com, 205-930-0920 when it's time to make an appointment. From prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between for the guys, everything for the women as well. And that includes hormone treatments and for both men and women. They've got it all there for you. UrologyCentersAlabama.com, UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Okay, it's brand change days, and I know Brooks sent out all the Power Conference brand affiliations, but today's the day officially on the calendar we switched some brands. Georgia Tech officially today goes from Adidas to Under Armour. More on them in a second. Penn State today officially goes from Nike to Adidas. Same with Tennessee today. More on those in a second. And South Carolina officially goes from Under Armour to Nike today. I want you to think of who has screwed up their uniforms the most over the years. In the running for screwing up your uniform the most over the years may be the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who have left Adidas and have gone to Under Armour and have rolled out this big, steaming, hot pile of
excrement.
Oatmeal, we'll call
oatmeal.
it. That is a bunch of crap. Georgia Tech. I hate the striping on the sleeves. It's just a lot of mix and match there. Not a fan at all.
The boys in the band back there behind the glass tell me those are not black pants; they are dark navy pants.
Yeah, that's their school colors: navy and old gold.
It's not navy; it's gray.
It's gray.
Yes.
Where do you get this, Brooks? That is not gray. Did they say it's gray?
Yes, from one of their, I think it was the Georgia Tech athletic account, said that the gray was a nod to something, their history related to like
research.
Yeah, technology research.
Okay. Well, that makes perfect sense now. Thank you.
I think it's the striping that bothers me the most on the sleeves.
I don't hate the all gold on the. All right, so the far left of the screen. That's the best one they've got up there.
Yeah, sadly, that's the best one they got.
Yeah, and then the second best is the all white. If they just went all white, all gold, I could live with those.
For those that are over 40, was there not a time, and it feels like maybe you got to be older than that, it feels like when Bill Curry brought Georgia Tech to beat Alabama, it felt like that was a pretty good uniform. Maybe it just always looked too much like Notre Dame, and they wanted to get away from that.
Maybe, I don't know. It seems like they've bounced around brands. They had Russell. They were the last Russell Athletic at the Alamo, and then they went. Where did they just go? Nike or no? What were they? What did they go to?
Adidas.
Okay, Adidas. So they've bounced around a lot, which probably contributes to them changing their uniform a lot. But I do feel like Dunaway, Georgia Tech, in our lifetime has changed uniforms way more than anyone else.
I don't understand ditching the Navy. This is an old one here.
Yeah. What is that? Which one is that? That's not the Russell Athletic.
This is an Adidas.
This is what they love.
That's a good-looking uniform.
Yeah, it is.
It's a solid uniform.
It's better. It's better.
Okay, you don't think it's good-looking?
I don't think it's the best in their history.
I like that.
Jim doesn't like it.
I like that navy jersey with the gold helmet. I like the navy jersey with the gold helmet.
Okay, so from their athletic website, the white jersey numerals are metallic tech gold trimmed in navy.
Okay.
So there is navy trim on the numbers.
Uh-huh.
But the pants are gray.
Okay. Well, they can say they're gray all they want, kind of like Herzegovina. I'm not going to say it. Those are black pants.
They sure look black to me.
Yeah, those are black pants.
Well, that's the way. I mean, the Yankees always. I mean, that's a dark blue.
Yeah, but you call it a black pinstripe. Yeah.
So that's Georgia Tech, man. They seem to be lost in the woods when it comes to their uniforms.
Yellow pants just isn't a good look.
I don't hate it with the jersey as long as it's matching, and those do match.
It's gold, and they do blend together okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, Tyler, but generally I'm with you. It's not a good look.
Don't like that striping on the sleeve, though. All right, but at least the honeycomb helmet seems to be gone.
Yeah, that was a terrible helmet.
Which was horrible.
Yeah.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket honeycomb helmet
never liked it.
Was a loser for me.
They're the Yellow Jackets, but had a honeycomb pattern.
Yeah, well, don't try to connect the dots. It was a bad one, yeah.
All right, so you've got that. Now, the opposite of screwing up your uniform is when, people like Alabama change brands. They don't you can't tell. They just basically change the logo on their shirt. And that's sort of what has gone on at Penn State. Penn State, like Alabama, they really don't do a lot with their uniforms. They sort of keep it basic. Penn State today has become Adidas, and they're no longer Nike. I can't tell a difference.
Yes. I mean, I assume there's an Adidas logo, not a Nike logo. That's going to be the change there, right?
Yeah. I mean, good.
But I'm glad I can't tell a difference. One, there are many teams that do not need to screw with their uniform. Penn State is in that group.
Yeah. The Adidas stripes instead of the swoosh is the only difference I can see.
I'm sure that, Scott, is the way Adidas got the contract. I mean, you would have to think, right, Jim? You sit down and Penn State's like, all right, before you guys start talking numbers, let's just start with this. We're not changing our uniform. Yeah. Let's don't even discuss that.
We will allow you to have the equal size Nike Adidas emblem over the Nike emblem.
Now, how much are you paying us for that? Yeah, that's the way that conversation, I would imagine, goes in State College.
Do you like it when Penn State throws the numbers on the side of their helmet?
I do not.
When they did that in the playoff in 24 was the last time they did that.
I do not.
That's the way their school used to do that.
So it's actually the historical account?
Yeah. I mean, most schools, Auburn used to have numbers on the side. Alabama just sort of kept it over the years.
And they don't do last names either, but they've occasionally added those back in over the years.
I mean, that doesn't bother me as much. I think the whole last name thing,
I don't want them to put that Penn State on the side. I like their clean uniform.
Yeah, they've got a good-looking uniform. They have worn it for years. We talk about this all the time. I should be able to turn on TVs on college football Saturdays and not need the score bug to tell who's playing. And Penn State's one of those where I turn it on, I know right away.
Northwestern. Oh, here's Penn State with the numbers. I don't mind that.
It's not terrible, but I'd prefer the clean white helmet.
Yeah. It does almost look like a 1960s black and white photo, if the color's not good enough, of an Alabama game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just funny
that Alabama would use the white helmets with the crimson jersey.
It's just funny that's Penn State's alternate uniform. What are we doing? We're going to put numbers on the helmet.
And names on the back of the jerseys.
Big numbers? No, not particularly big. We're just going to put numbers up there.
Yep. And then there's let's do one more that changed brands today.
All right.
South Carolina now has gone Under Armour back to Nike, and I think South Carolina can do some good things here.
Okay,
that's a good looking black uniform. I like their garnet helmet best.
Yeah, we've got an upcoming guest, Brad Crawford, who says they have screwed up their uniform. So Brad will remind us to bring this back, and Brad will tell us how they've screwed it up. I don't dislike it. I kind of like the Gamecocks right there.
Yeah, it looks very collegiate.
Yeah,
it's a very collegiate looking uniform.
That's right.
It'll be interesting to see what they've screwed up.
That looks almost identical to the Under Armour black uniform they had the last few years.
Well, I tell you who it looks like is Jacksonville State. My old school used to wear that basic jersey, not that color. Well, they've worn black before, but just had Gamecocks right above the number, and then sometimes they've had Gamecocks on the nameplate on the back.
Which I never liked.
I didn't like that either. It's all that screams is we're small school. Yeah. We can't afford to put everybody's name on there. I've always, I don't know about you, I've always liked the logo, the C with the the big Gamecock. Now, it's impossible to draw on Upset Alert, but I like it.
I enjoy the garnet helmet that they have. That's their best helmet to me. I don't like the white one as much and the black one as much as I do the garnet helmet, which they seem to rarely wear, at least the games I get to watch with South Carolina. I don't think they change brands, but Northwestern, while we're griping about uniforms, Northwestern threw out a new all-purple uniform that they'll wear at times this year, and that is not a good look.
No.
Murmur.
Hey, is that gold?
It is gold.
That looks more like Washington, honestly.
Yep.
It looks like a bad Washington alternate.
I think it looks like an alternate Ravens
uniform.
I can see that.
It looks like they ripped off the alternate Ravens uniform.
Okay, so you know what it doesn't look like is Northwestern. Yep. I mean, again, if I turn it on, I'm not going to know who I'm watching.
Dropping a little gold there at Northwestern. So those uniforms, some good, some not good, and Georgia Tech should just pile it up, burn it, and beg Adidas to come back.
Beg Adidas. I know we kicked you guys to the curb and took money from, a smaller company, but we would love to have your money back.
College football uniforms who totally screwed up. Give me one or two on the other side historically. And we will eventually get to our Big Ten season build-out today as well. Ralph Russo of The Athletic with us at 10:30. Brad Crawford of CBS with us at 11. We'll do 4 downs, since that's been a popular question lately. We'll do 4 downs after Brad Crawford today. And the viewing menu at some point today as well. Always a big part of our show these days. 59 days away from the start of the college football season on the show that's being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have. They're small enough to know you because they, my friends, are a community bank. What does that mean for you, dealing with a community bank? Sounds nice, right? You like to play local. Well, it means that the people that are making the decisions that will impact your life, that dream you're chasing, anything from buying a car to starting your own business, they are people that live in the same neighborhoods you live in. They go to the same churches you go to. Their kids go to school with your kids. They play ball at the same parks as your kids play. They're making the decisions, not some stuffed suit in an office somewhere else in the world. That is massive for you. Central State Bank is that bank. Not opening accounts, they're building relationships at Central State Bank. Bank big enough to meet every single need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie, her board-certified team, wishing you a happy birthday, America. Everybody enjoy your weekend. And when you get back from the 4th of July celebration, how about start thinking about the fall and 2027 with a little planned weight loss with our friends at Way to Wellness. If you're looking to get a little healthier, lose a little weight, change some cholesterol numbers, they've got a plan for you. No plan is identical to another plan. Every plan is designed specifically for you. Find out what they can do with you at with the website aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is absolutely free. Injection therapy to meal replacements, it's aplanforme.com. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Facing time for a crime, huh? Got a list of charges looming over your head? 5-0 got your back up against the wall. Them alphabet boys trying to sit you down on that rack. Well, have no fear. The People's Defender is here. Attorney J.B. Brown, powered by Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney. He meticulously investigates every case and challenges evidence. Dedicated to protecting the rights and futures of individuals facing criminal charges. Hit him up now at thepeoplesdefender.com. Thepeoplesdefender.com.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champy'schicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Back with you on the next round. Before we start building out the Big Ten season with our big board, some comments from our chat room on the uniforms, teams that have screwed up the uniforms over the years. Brought to you by our friends at Lance's Lock, lanceslock.com, and Hemp Hill Services. You can go get plays every day at lanceslock.com. He'll have winners for you, and if he doesn't on this day, he'll bounce back tomorrow for you and have winners the next day. Stay with him a long time at lanceslock.com and be ready for football season in just 59 days. And when it comes to locking in great service with your plumbing, heating, or cooling, our friends at Hemp Hill have been doing it for years and years and years. The most trusted name in Birmingham since the 1950s. That's right, the 1950s. For all your plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or your business, they're ready to serve you at Hemp Hill, 205-229-2090, or online at Hemp Hill Services.
In the chat on uniforms, Brandon says all. Normally when you say all, every, you can get in trouble, but he might be right here. All classic uniforms have different color tops and bottoms. South Carolina looks second rate with the same color. I think I would have, road uniforms are different. Like Penn State's road uniform, white top, white bottom, but that's just because it's the road jersey. Their home uniform. It is hard to think of a classic uniform that is all one color.
I would say that occasionally you would get
I can't think of one.
Nebraska in all red, Tennessee in all orange, white helmet, but orange jersey, orange
I guess he's saying that's an alternate. That he's talking about the classics. Like, you're not going to have a classic that's all one color. It's never going to be that way. I can't think of one. Those are alternates. Nebraska's normal is the red jersey, white bottom. Who was the other one you said?
Tennessee.
Tennessee is obviously orange and white bottom. It's a classic look. If you go anything else, it does not look classic. I would agree with him on that one.
Yeah. Florida, I think, has a good-looking uniform. I don't love the helmet, but a good-looking uniform.
The blue top, white bottom?
Blue top, orange bottom.
Orange bottom?
Yeah. Orange top, blue bottom. They've done that before.
Yeah. Bray, speaking of Bray, he said Florida's alligator print uniforms are horrible. They do those as an alternate. Sometimes I would agree with those.
I don't like print anything.
Yeah.
Like Nebraska has a new uniform this year.
I saw that.
And the numbers have crop rows in them. Too much of a detail. I don't care. It doesn't. I can't see that from the stands, or I can't see it on television. And it actually has, because of the heritage through agriculture, the numbers have ridges in them to signify rows of crop.
And they added a bit, like they made the double stripe on the shoulders way bigger, and it does not look good.
Yeah.
I think, you've gone way too far when we do the crops and the numbers there.
Yeah, I don't need texture. That reminds me of the Rams uniforms when they did the rebrand.
Goose says uniforms should be easy. You rep the school and the colors first. The problem is these companies try to put their own spin on them and outdo each other. Just make a good, clean uniform, he says.
Yeah.
I kind of agree.
The best uniforms are the cleanest uniforms.
Yeah. Sam says, I'd love to see how TNR ranks SEC uniforms. We might could do that one.
We've done it in the past.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, but it'd be good to do it again.
Yeah. Brandon follows up on that. It says, I think Florida, Texas, and LSU are my favorites in no order. Florida, Texas, LSU.
In the SEC, I love Alabama. I love Auburn, and they never change it. I love LSU.
You like LSU's purple jerseys?
I do
not. I like when LSU goes their home white look, their standard home white jersey look.
But both Alabama, both Auburn's home and away. LSU whites. Texas, good either way. Oklahoma, good either way.
Oklahoma will mess with theirs too much.
It feels like Arkansas has screwed theirs up at times, just when it's clean.
Yeah, they went back to that with Sam Pittman and stuck with it.
Yeah, Arkansas, just clean look is not a bad look. Mississippi State was lost in the forest, but they're getting better.
They've struggled to find one to stick with.
Yeah.
Again, if they ask me, I'd go Matt Wyatt era, gray pant, maroon jersey.
I will tell you that Kentucky's checkerboard makes no sense to me, and I'm sure there's a reason why.
Is it racing?
Yeah, it's horse
silks.
racing.
It's horse racing silks, right?
Yeah.
But I'm with you. It's a.
When Tennessee, your biggest rival, is known for the checkerboard end zone, why do you bring the checkerboard into it? I don't like when Tennessee factors in the checkerboard either on their uniform.
I don't like when they go the smoky gray, the Halloween. I don't like any of those. Tennessee's got a classic uniform.
Ooh, I like that Tennessee gray with the orange letters.
Negative.
Oh, please.
No,
the orange numbers, right?
No, thank you.
You probably like soccer year-round.
I do.
Just outside the World Cup.
Yeah, not just World Cup soccer. Florida is really good, though.
They did some stuff with their helmets. They didn't do any of it in the Napier era. I'll be curious if Summerall brings it back. But when Mullen was there, they would occasionally do the alternate white helmet, and then they also had a matte blue helmet.
Well,
not
they've got a white helmet with just that block F on it, and they were in the SEC championship game, I think, one year against Alabama, if memory serves. Yeah. And my problem with it is, and I know this is probably the way they did the old helmets, it literally looks like they went to the hardware store where you used to go get the numbers for your mailbox and got the F and put it on there. It looks like a hardware store F, and that's the problem with it.
Hey guys, we can't do this segment without mentioning the one-off Georgia
terrible
silver
awful
against Boise State.
Yeah,
that was the Nike Pro Combat series that they did with a bunch of people. That's the one alternate Alabama's ever done. It had houndstooth in the numbers,
and we said it right. I'll never forget. We were, I think, still Dunaway and Brown at the time. It was pre-round table. And Alabama had to go to overtime to beat Ole Miss in that game. And I think that next Monday, Dunaway and I made a campaign that Alabama literally piled those shirts in the quad and burned them.
Yep.
I thought they wore them in a night game against Georgia State.
No, I think it was.
There was a white version issued for Mississippi State that they played in, but they didn't use the red version with the houndstooth numbers in here.
Crimson.
Yeah, a lot of great sponsors. Good uniform talk. You have another one?
Yeah, real quick, Auburn. This is when they messed theirs up. Scott's got this one. Do you remember the drop shadow numbers?
Yeah.
Terrible. What was Auburn thinking there?
Yeah. Not as horrible as people make it out to be.
I think so. I think it's
Watch
awful.
out, Taquio's going to come after you.
Yes, Taquio there, I would say that's a great-looking jersey, sir.
Yeah, not as horrible as people make it out to be.
Oh, I think so. Terrible. The Dolphins did it for a while, too. Hated them. Drop shadow numbers looked awful.
Yeah. Hey, Toyota, HooverToyota.com, bringing you part of the show today.
Hoover Toyota is the place to go because they've got great inventory. They've got great pricing. They've got the red carpet program that helps you down the road and helps you bring family in under that same roof there at Hoover Toyota. You can see their extensive line of Toyotas right there online at hoovertoyota.com or in person, John Hawkins Parkway, Highway 150, just down from the Hoover Met and the River Chase Galleria. They have got great pricing on all the lines of Toyotas right now. Everything from the Tacoma to the RAV4 to the always popular 4Runner, the Sequoia, the Camry. Whatever you're looking for, they have got great pricing for you right there with our friends at Hoover Toyota. So this holiday weekend, you got some time off work, you're in the market for a car, swing out there to Hoover Toyota and take a look at their extensive inventory, their great pricing, Highway 150 in Hoover, or always online, hoovertoyota.com.
And our friends at Odie's, if you're looking for a great lunch or dinner today, you can go by there and have a great lunch at Odie's. They've been making that signature burger there for years and years and years, Rodney has, and the Diablo sandwich is delicious. They'll do trivia there again tonight. Our buddy Rockstar is part of the trivia team there with Will Haver now at Odie's. So that's at the Crestline Vision. You get the Crestline version of Odie's. There's also one in Homewood. Live music on the weekends. It is the live music destination on the weekends, Friday and Saturday nights. Great neighborhood pubs. Odie's, both in Mountain Brook and in Homewood, bringing you part of the show. Damien says, so basically you and Brown like plain Jane uniforms.
Yes.
You know who doesn't like plain Jane uniforms? The recruits. Recruits like the variety. I don't like all plain Jane uniforms. I think if you have a good one, you should stick with it. I just gave you Florida with a bunch. I think Miami has a bunch. They have good orange. They have good green ones. They have good green and orange. They have good orange and greens. They match it up really well at Miami. Florida does the same thing. I just don't like when you don't look like yourself, and you get that sometimes. Speaking of not looking like yourself, the Big Ten is on the verge maybe of being taken over by their new schools. How close are we to Washington and USC being good again and Oregon staying good, and all of a sudden the Big Ten being won for consecutive years by teams out on the West Coast? Let's do our Big Ten tier breakdown, a little bit here, a little bit in the next segment before we get to Ralph Russo. We did this with the SEC yesterday. So before we do this, give me the screen in the back. We'll show you. We did this for the SEC yesterday. This is the Big Ten tiers that we're going to fill up. Same categories as yesterday. We made double dip on a couple of logos because there's 18 teams in 16 categories. Before we jump into it, let's spend a little time on the reaction we had yesterday on the SEC tiers. And if we can pull up the board, if somebody has that. If not, I can run through it again quickly. National championship. And again, this was random draw. So when the logo came out, we had to place a logo at that point in a category. The national champion, we said, was Texas. The SEC championship game was Georgia. The playoff team, we put Alabama. Bubble team, LSU. Biggest surprise was Florida. Biggest disappointment, Ole Miss. Stuck in a rut, Missouri. Turning the corner, Mississippi State. NIL riser was Texas A&M. The NIL slider was Tennessee. Satisfied with a bowl was Auburn. The 3 years away was Kentucky. Best years behind them, Vanderbilt. Surprise firing, Oklahoma. Hottest seat, South Carolina. And the worst team, Arkansas. Give me Brooks' microphone, and Brownie chime in here as well. The most commented team, I guess, was Oklahoma and the Brent Venables firing. And you factor in Oklahoma fans being really upset that we picked Texas as the national champions. Got a lot of that, Brooks.
Correct. Sooner, Virginia said, did Venables murder someone on campus or make a deal with the cartel to get fired?
That's a good line.
Well, if Sooner Virginia would answer back when they're 7-5 and let us know how he feels about him then.
Let's see. A lot of people complaining about Texas.
Yeah, you get a lot of we do this every year with Texas. Why are we going to keep doing it?
Yeah, no, and it's a legitimate complaint, don't you think? I mean, that is when I say I'm picking Texas for the national championship, probably, and people say that, I don't have a response to them. I know you're absolutely right.
A few things from Sooners fans I can't repeat on the air.
Yeah, of course.
We did have some Vanderbilt fans mad.
Yep. 1 year, and our our best years are behind us. The window is closed.
Yes.
Vandy has fans.
Roll Doors says, trying to take a phrase that's already been used by a much better team in the SEC there. Window closed. We've just flipped a 5-star plus QB from Georgia with
that's true. They did do that, yeah.
I forgot his name.
Jared
Curtis, is that his name?
Yeah, Jared Curtis. He's going to start up there.
So Arkansas fan said Arkansas just got a $70 million deal for naming rights and NIL. You'd think we might be the NIL rights.
Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah. Somebody's got to be the worst team, though.
It was a $70 million deal over 10 years or 12 years. It was $5.4 million a year, which in this league isn't going to move the needle on how good your team is or how bad your team is. And by the way, it's not for this team this year.
Yeah, you're still going to probably be the worst team this year.
Red and Black 23 says, just wait for Georgia to beat that Longhorn ass again.
My gosh, we had them in the SEC title game.
Yeah, and comfortably in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There was some Ole Miss disappointment that we had them as the biggest disappointment. And I saw somebody was commenting about NIL risers. I guess that was the Arkansas guy was one of them. Are we not the NIL riser with our big thing? Turning the corner, Mississippi State got a few Mississippi State fans happy.
Oh, good. So we didn't upset just everyone.
Yep. And some Auburn fans were happy. What do we say that?
Happy bowling?
Happy bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back, basically. We're ready to go bowling again.
This was just off Twitter. I didn't go on Facebook. God knows what's on there.
Yeah, we'll throw you a life wrap.
So we'll do that again with the Big Ten coming up in our next segment before we get to Ralph Russo. Our viewing menu today brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, that is the outfit that got Lance Taylor basically from nearly legally blind to fighter pilot vision. He went in and got LASIK surgery. Could be right for you. Go get an evaluation and see. 969-8100. That's 205 area code. 969-8100. Or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Doctors Mark and Jennifer Michelson, pioneers in the field of LASIK surgery, and they can help improve your vision as well. Go in. Like I said, it's a risk-free appointment for an evaluation, and let the father-daughter team of Dr. Mark and Jennifer Michelson take a look at you and see if they can improve your vision the way they did for Lance Taylor. When you call Amy, 969-8100, tell her I want Lance Taylor's fighter pilot vision. She'll know exactly what you're talking about, and she'll get you squared away for that evaluation. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Alrighty, so today is the official release of Minions and Monsters. This has been getting way better reviews than you would ever expect a Minions movie to get, but it deserves it. It's a lot of fun if you like the stupid slapstick Minions humor. If you don't like that, then stay out of a Minions movie.
That's right. I mean, what do you expect when you go to a Minions movie? It's good, clean fun. I like it.
Yep. And Rotten Tomatoes, it opened up at a 95 and then dropped to a 93, and now it's sitting at about a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is still the highest rated movie in Illumination Studios history.
Wow.
So they've really outdone themselves with Minions and Monsters. Next up, Netflix has a new release, a new sequel to a franchise I didn't know existed, Enola Holmes 3. Adventure follows Detective Enola Holmes to Malta, where her plans to tie the knot unravel when Sherlock's disappearance plunges her into a perilous case. So I guess Sherlock Holmes' little sister, played by Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, also starring Henry Cavill and Helena Bonham Carter. They're on the third one of these, and I've never heard anyone talk about 1 or 2.
Yeah. I didn't know Sherlock's mom and dad had another kid. Did you?
Me either.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But there's a third one in a franchise if you're interested. Prime has a new release today.
Do you think her career is going to end up, will she do anything as big as Stranger Things?
Absolutely not.
She seems to be a little, I follow her on social media, or she's in my algorithms, one of the two. Because I've learned that people can be in your algorithms even if you don't follow them.
It is weird, yeah.
And she does do a lot of the late-night talk shows with Fallon and those guys. She seems to be a little weird, quirky, or Britney Spears-like crazy to me.
Really?
Like she's not all there, in my opinion.
Well, how old was she when she started Stranger Things?
Like 10.
See, I mean, we've seen that with.
So how old is she now?
20? I think she's like 20 or 21.
Doesn't that happen a lot though?
But she's like married to Bon Jovi's kid.
Yeah. That happens some though with child actors, right? They just have to grow up so fast that sometimes.
I mean, it's got to be weird. Like if you're looking back on family memories, a lot of people have like home movies or something like that.
You're on the
they
set
don't
of Stranger
have those.
Things,
Their
right?
home movie is Stranger Things.
Right. Yeah.
So that's definitely got to be weird. But her career is essentially over. Aside from whatever Netflix gives her, because she's also just not a good actress. I mean, it's the truth. None of the Stranger Things kids are.
She was good at 10 and she peaked?
Guess so. Prime has a new release called Elle. This is a new series. It's a coming-of-age comedy that explores the teenage years of Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. It follows a bubbly, pink-loving Elle as her family is forced to leave their lavish Los Angeles life behind for rainy Seattle. Thrust into the grunge-centric Northwest, Elle faces a classic fish-out-of-water scenario as she navigates teen drama, tricky friendships, and a local school scandal. So if you're a big Legally Blonde fan and you just want more of that, you've got a whole new series to watch. And then finally, Netflix has a new series called Worst Neighbor Ever. It's a documentary series that details true stories of neighbors gone bad, from heinous fraud schemes to senseless acts of violent retribution.
I've never had that bad of a neighbor. I'm thankful for that. My neighbors have always been pretty good.
Yeah, I had a bad neighbor in Auburn, but they weren't like violent or doing anything like crazy.
I'm not sure bad neighbors in college count. I mean,
that's
you just get a lot of bad neighbors in college.
Plus the apartment walls were super thin, and he and his girlfriend were quite loud.
Yeah, first place Jennifer and I lived, that was the case. You heard all their arguments and other things.
Oh, yeah. No arguments there.
Yeah. She agreed with him a lot.
To me, it's bad when, like, E.G. when she worked with us up here, she would tell a story about her neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad.
Those were horrible.
Yeah, those are bad neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, but strangely enough, Brownie, the dude was the loud one.
So he agreed with her a lot. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood.
And that's it?
That's it.
That's what Tyler is watching. Time for the July month unveil. Brown, explain to people what you're doing and why you're doing it.
I lost the bracket bet because I suck picking basketball games. We have been doing this. This is the grand finale, but we have been doing this a very long time. Wasn't I dead last? No. Was Lance last?
No, you were dead last.
I was dead last. Yeah, no, because Lance had first pick, and he went Uber, which is still – that one has been far more complicated. There's the final results. Far more complicated to get set up than we initially accounted for, so we're still working through the whole Uber thing.
Well, there's a conspiracy theory going on.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. There always is.
I need
every time.
you to send me that graphic, by the way. I need to save
that graphic right there for posterity's sake.
What, the one that shows that I won it?
Yeah.
There are two specific categories.
But I won the Western Conference or whatever division I'm in, the NFC.
So I have to do a calendar shoot. Well, nobody buys calendar. I don't know a single person that buys calendars anymore. So printing a calendar was going to be kind of dumb. So once a month, we're going to unveil either at the first of the month or the first day we're doing a show that month, the calendar photo for that month, and we chose to start in July. So this is going to go July through June.
Can we get the runner-ups first? Do we have all three?
Scott's already got the one up. All right, so that's the one we used. That's a photo of me in my red, white, and blue, and that's all I'm wearing. Red, white, and blue overalls with a great American flag draped over me, standing in front of the Statue of Liberty and the fireworks. The hardest part was timing out the fireworks at the Statue of Liberty to get this photo.
We flew you all over the country.
But our photographer was very, very good. So we got that photo. So there's the July photo. Jim, your thoughts?
I love it.
Looks
really good.
Wow.
Yep. I love it.
Not what I expected.
I think it's fantastic. I think there's some questioning whether or not there's some Photoshop going on.
If you think I know how to Photoshop.
Some trimming. Well, AI can trim it up for you. I know that. Down the side, down the flanks.
But Jace says the paid version has Brown's socks removed. You're trying to get a look at those.
Those are good American socks. They got covered up by the calendar, but those are good American socks.
That is behind the paywall. You get sockless feet.
So here are the runners up. Scott's got the other ones. That these two were submitted to Brooks. I told Brooks I thought the Statue of Liberty was the best one. That is me at Mount Rushmore, and then me at the White House.
Yeah, you definitely picked the right one.
You think? I agree.
I think the Mount Rushmore one. I think Brown might have juiced his biceps up.
Brown, I knew
ChatGPT.
this is every single year we do this. Every single year, there's always questioning about whether it was done enough or done right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you went with the whole like John Mateer thing that's been like the SEC quarterbacks.
You've got Peyton Manning's neck there on the Mount Rushmore.
I've got a long neck. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe we can do that in the break. Make juice you up like the SEC quarterbacks.
You're fine. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Juice me up all you want.
Busting with the boys did Arch Manning. I had to go check because they posted like Arch had bulked up. You notice how much he's bulked up down at Manning Passing Academy. So luckily I just didn't send it to Forrest. I was like, well, let me see if I can find some other photos from Manning Passing Academy. And everything I thought is like, he's not bulked up like that. So I didn't fall for it.
So go back to the one we're using. So that's the one we're using right there. Line of the day in the chat already. And I wish I could credit, but it was moving fast early when we put these out on social media. Line of the day in the chat. Somewhere in Aliceville prison, that calendar is covering a hole in the wall that leads to the outside.
Yes, exactly.
I think that was Jace.
Okay, great line, Jace.
Yeah, that is fantastic. So that's the bracket payoff. 1 of 12 from Brownie. By the time we get to June 2027, we'll see how the green screen at his home is working. But there you go. July 2026, download it and use it for free. Is it downloadable at
just save it
right there at Next? Or you just save it off of the
you can just save it right off Facebook or Twitter.
All right, so no PDFs or any of that available at nextroundlive.com on the website or anything.
PDF would not be a
that wouldn't help. That wouldn't be helpful at all.
Not at all.
We'll let Jim. We'll let Jim be responsible.
Yeah, get a PDF of this.
We got any JPEG?
We'll give you a Word doc of this picture.
PowerPoint.
Hour 2 when we come back on the show, being brought to you today by our friends at Crane U, Brownie.
Crane U, the place to go if you're looking for a career in the crane industry. It can be a very lucrative career, but it also requires two things: an immense amount of training and immense amount of continuing education. That's where Crane U comes into place. The training, they can do it for anyone. You're watching video, if you're with us on the video feeds of Lance Taylor and our company president, Bo O'Neill, two guys that wouldn't know the first thing about operating a crane, and they're out there going through the extensive training at Crane U. Once you are on the job operating a crane, you have to have continuous education, understandably, right? Crane U takes care of that as well, not just at their facility in Alabama, but also they go on the road and take care of it on the road as well at Crane U. You can see more online, craneu.com, craneu.com.
When you trust a doctor with your life, they owe you proper care. If medical negligence left you or a loved one injured, you deserve answers and compensation. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys have recovered over $2 billion for their clients harmed by medical errors, misdiagnoses, and surgical mistakes. They fight hospitals and insurance companies so you can focus on healing. Don't wait. Medical malpractice cases have strict deadlines in Alabama. Call Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 of the show brought to you in part today by our friends Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney.
Shunnarah.com, the place to go when you find yourself in need of any legal assistance. He is a Birmingham guy. This community he grew up in, went to school at UAB. When it came time to build one of the top legal firms in America, he wanted to do it right here in his hometown of Birmingham, and he has done just that. And they've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. $2 billion with a B. That is a lot of money. So they've been super successful. They've done it right here in Birmingham. That was 26 years ago, and now more than 150 attorneys under one roof, more than 500 dedicated team members. That's what you find with our guys, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Hour number 2 features Ralph Russo from The Athletic. He'll be with us at the bottom of the hour, halfway through this segment. If you're watching or listening live, that'll be just around 10:30 Central coming up here in just a moment. Our Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 59 days away. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and in Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. It's our Innisfree countdown to kickoff at 59 days. Okay, if you saw it yesterday, we did our tier system and played out the SEC season. You can see it on social media. And if you're watching or listening to this or eventually getting this on social media, only one answer per our 16 categories. Brooks will randomly throw out a Big Ten logo today, and we have to place it in one of these 16 categories: national champion, Big Ten championship game, playoff, bubble, big surprise, biggest disappointment, stuck in a rut, turning the corner, NIL riser, NIL slider, satisfied with bowl, 3 years away, best years behind them, surprising firing, hottest seat, worst team. And there's 18 teams. We may duplicate 2 of the bottom tier things. But other than that, you got to place one in the slots there. I would say the only places we can say 2 teams here will be the hottest seat or the worst team, or 14, 15, or 16. Surprising firing, hottest seats, or worst teams.
All right, bottom of the graphic,
barrel,
basically.
Yeah.
All
right, Brooks, start with Brown again. Give us a random logo of the 18 in the Big Ten.
Let's go with the Golden Gophers of Minnesota.
Minnesota. I know where I'd put them.
Well, here's my conundrum. The surprise firing, there are a lot of new coaches in this league, and there are a lot of established coaches in this league. So I'm going to have to put a surprise firing somewhere.
I would not do that with this guy, but
no, but I mean, but Mike Locksley getting fired at Maryland's not a surprise. Luke Fickell getting fired at Wisconsin is not a surprise. I mean, I as much as I love Matt Rule, him getting fired at Nebraska is not a surprise. I mean,
that would surprise me.
Yeah, especially with the buyout.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you go there. All right. So then if I'm going to do Minnesota, I'm going to do stuck in a rut.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
If
I'm not going to do surprise fire.
By the way, Missouri was the first logo yesterday, and we put them in
stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
So it was Missouri. There's Minnesota, the Missouri.
I kind of think they are, yeah.
By the way, I think Brown may be stuck in a rut going first, and the first logo gets stuck in a rut.
I can't help the way the cards have been played on the table.
But I think that's where I would put Minnesota. It seems like they're the same team every year.
Yeah, I'd kind of put Iowa there too, but we'll have to move them somewhere else.
All right, give me my first logo, Brooks.
Let's go Northwestern.
Northwestern. I'm going to make them I was thinking about satisfied with a bowl. 3 years away is in play here. I think you can make case best years behind them is in play here too.
Yeah, I don't know what their best years are.
They've got some money. They've just built a new stadium, but I'm gonna let Northwestern be the first of possible 2 worst teams.
Wow. Okay.
Northwestern goes there for me. I don't think they'll be that good.
All right.
Next logo.
Let's go with the Illinois Fighting Illini.
That's you, Brownie.
Yes, I'm aware.
They've been in bubble discussion the last couple of years.
They have been.
I don't think they rise up to playoffs.
No, I'd like to go disappointment there because I don't.
Will they be the biggest disappointment?
Potentially.
Are they turning the corner?
I don't think so.
They don't seem to be satisfied with a bowl game.
No. And I might could go window close there with Illinois. Did they miss their chance to make it to the playoffs?
Ah.
I'll tell you what, I think I may do that. I'll go window closed.
That's best years behind them, right? Window closed?
Yep. Maybe Bielema missed a shot there.
Illinois. Best years behind them. Ooh. That'll churn the butter. Give me another logo.
I did just find out yesterday when researching the winningest coaches of all Power 4 teams that Bielema has more wins than any Illinois coach through his first 5 years.
Oh, how about that? Too bad the window closed on him.
Let's go the Michigan Wolverines.
Michigan Wolverines. I don't expect as much as everybody else does out of them this year. A few years removed from a national championship, I don't think you can say they're turning the corner. 3 years away, satisfied with a bowl, bubble. I'm gonna put Michigan because of their schedule. I think they have one of the toughest schedules in the Big Ten. I'm gonna put Michigan as the biggest disappointment.
Oh wow.
With Bryce Underwood, everybody's expecting them to come back.
You think that's 8-4, 7-5?
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, I can see them.
It's a tough schedule.
8-4, 7-5, and that with Kyle Whittingham is going to be a big disappointment.
Yeah.
Next logo.
Let's go with USC.
You get all the good ones, man. You get all the good ones.
All the good ones. Minnesota, Illinois, and USC. All the good ones. I will go with USC college football playoff bubble.
Bubble.
I will bubble USC.
So you're putting USC at the same level as we put LSU yesterday.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, I will bubble USC.
Playoff in the discussion. Big Ten championship game in the discussion.
It's possible. Yeah, anything on that top line. Yeah, I want to go national
big
champion.
Surprise? Yeah,
that's not who I'd go biggest surprise. Yeah.
They've turned the corner. NIL riser. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fair. I'm okay with
college
that.
football playoff bubble, I think, is where they belong.
Bubble for USC.
Yeah.
My next logo, before we tell you about our friends at Inverness Country Club.
Let's stick in California with the UCLA Bruins.
Well, I tell you what, Morgan said USC could have been surprise firing. That would.
You could. Bob Chesney, everybody's expecting him to be Kurt Signetti. I do not think he is. But they're better than the worst teams in this league.
You need an NIL slider.
I do need that. But I think this is a team I'm going to go satisfied with a bowl game this year.
Okay. Wow. You think UCLA can get 6-6?
Yeah.
Happy bowling?
Satisfied with a bowl game. Happy bowling for UCLA. I put UCLA and Auburn. Same place.
Right here in Birmingham.
Yep.
Inverness Country Club. Speaking of Birmingham, if you're looking for a club home in Birmingham, it can be Inverness Country Club for you. The best days happen in Inverness. ICCalabama.com is the website. ICCalabama.com. That's where you find out more about Inverness Country Club. But what I would recommend you doing is calling our friends there at Inverness and setting up a tour. 991-8608. Aaron Hilliard is who you're going to talk to set up that tour. 991-8608, 205 area code. You're going to see that beautiful golf course, the great-looking clubhouse with the amazing food there. You're going to see the tennis facility that is undergoing renovations right now. It's going to be world-class when they're done with that. The resort-style pool with a cabana, full-service cabana there. But the people are what makes Inverness the best. You're going to see all of that on that tour right there. 205-991-8608 for our friend Aaron, and you'll see more about Inverness Country Club. ICCalabama.com. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
All right, next logo.
Let's go with Michigan State.
New coach.
New coach.
Couldn't pick him out of a lineup, I don't think.
Dysfunctional school. You couldn't put Pat Fitzgerald out of a lineup?
Oh, that's right. He's there.
He's the coach. He was at Northwestern, yeah.
I was thinking Northwestern with him. I knew he's back.
So, dysfunctional board of trustees situation makes me want to go NIL slider. They do have a new coach, which normally that means your NIL gets boosted a little bit. If you think a lot of Fitzgerald, you could go 3 years away, which I think I might do with Michigan State right here. I think Fitzgerald's a good coach.
Okay.
I'm going to go 3 years away for them.
3 years away, Michigan State.
Uh-huh.
Can't argue with that. I knew Pat Fitzgerald was back. I forgot it was at Michigan State.
Well, NIL slider, I don't know who we're going to go with there. You could make a case for them just because of that board of trustees situation we talked about yesterday with Dan Wetzel. But a new coach, I have a feeling they got it a little better.
Ralph Russo coming up at the bottom of the hour here. Brooks' next logo.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Oh, Happy Valley.
Biggest surprise for me, Penn State. Because
I was going to put them there too.
Because their schedule is that easy. Biggest surprise for Penn State. If you look at their schedule, very manageable schedule. I think we've pointed out on the show a couple of times. I don't think they play Ohio State, Indiana, or Oregon.
Yep. New coach. If you like Matt Campbell, you think he could probably do it pretty quick there.
Yep. Biggest surprise, Penn State.
Let's go with the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Dang it. I'm the one that's going to have to do this. I'm going to have to put our buddy in the surprise firing.
Really?
Well, I mean, who else are you going to go with?
Well, there's a lot of logos left up there. But that's you. I mean, it's your call. We could adjust at the end.
Let's go. Let's go hottest seat. Hottest seat. I've got another one I could go surprise firing on.
Yeah. Well, I thought Fickle and
it's not a surprise.
Loxley are going to be hottest seats.
Oh.
You don't think they're 3 years away?
I've already got somebody there.
You don't think they're NIL sliders?
Go NIL slider. Go NIL slider. Yeah, we'll save hottest seat. We can put two logos in there.
But I thought
go NIL slider. I'm sorry.
I thought they just get a big boost in money from somewhere.
Well, they're redoing the stadium.
Yeah. That takes from your NIL. That's how you slide in NIL. You redo the stadium.
You don't think they're turning the corner?
I don't. I wish I did.
Okay.
Somebody's going to have to turn that corner for us.
Obviously, best year's behind them.
Yep.
We could double logo there. That's on the bottom level. That
window
keeps
closed.
it legal.
Window closed.
Let's slide them to. Let's put them with Illinois. Best years, windows closed. Best years behind them.
They are in the window.
That's right. It is IN now.
All right. My next logo.
Let's go with the Washington Huskies.
See, that's where I would put turning the corner.
Mm-hmm. You would, huh?
I would indeed.
Ah.
Are we sure that Jed Fish still wants to be there, though?
Yeah.
He seems like he's up for every job, and he never gets one. And, he did pretty well there last year. I think they are turning the corner.
I don't think they are.
Who? All right.
Got the quarterback that doesn't want to be there. They force him to be there. He's been kidnapped to stay there.
He's got to play.
The coach who wanted to go to Florida.
You got to play to get that ransom.
I mean, I do think they have a pretty good season.
You could surprise fire him because he's always looking at other jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to go.
You're going to go surprise firing Jed Fish?
I'm going to say Jed Fish gets shocked.
Okay.
And loses his job.
Wow.
Put that in your Purple Rain pipe and smoke it.
They're not even awake out there yet.
Yeah.
Let's go with Ohio State.
I will put them at national champ. I mean, what's the for?
Well,
it's Ohio freaking State.
Oregon's still in the league.
I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm well aware. It was my pick, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's go with.
You just screwed up the graphic.
There's a college football playoff and Big Ten title game spot there too.
I know.
I mean, there's also since it's fluctuable now. That's not a word at all, but fluctuating. We can move.
Yeah, we move them at the end.
Well, we could also put two teams up there.
That's a good point. Yeah, we could just break all the rules.
Yeah, I don't know how many times y'all watch college football. It's been years since we've had two national champions. 2003, right?
In the game, maybe I guess is what I was thinking.
Give me a new logo.
Let's go with the defending national champion, Indiana.
Indiana.
Oh, there's an easy place to put them.
I would put them right there in the playoffs.
Oh.
You're going to put them in the Big Ten championship game?
No. That's where I put Oregon. I mean, you pretty much have to put them there. Either them or Oregon has to be 2 or 3.
Yeah.
If it had played out right, I was thinking about putting them NIL riser.
Yeah. Give Brownie one that he can
screw up.
Let's go Iowa.
Iowa, I'll put NIL slider.
NIL slider.
Yep, NIL slider for Iowa. I mean, who's giving their NIL? How exciting is that? Kirk Ferentz is here for another year. All right, let's get the NIL money together, boys.
All right. Here, I'm just looking at the logos. Let's go ahead and we'll speed this up a little bit so we can adjust at the end. Let's go Wisconsin and Maryland on the hottest seats. You agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, both those coaches probably got a pardon from the governor just to coach this year.
Yep. I would throw Purdue into the worst team with Northwestern. Oregon is the Big Ten championship game. I'll make an argument here in a chance that we flip it with Ohio State. And then Rutgers.
Is our NIL riser?
Yeah, they got to. They got to be they are operating at a massive deficit.
Yeah, there is zero chance they're the NIL riser.
Yeah, so take Iowa out of NIL slider.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Oh yeah, we got two guys. We've doubled up on 3 now.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep. That's where we've messed up.
Yeah.
Here.
So put.
You could move. I mean,
put Nebraska NIL riser, right?
I mean,
somebody check real quick first. Is Nebraska's NIL doing well?
Who's turning the corner? Rutgers?
Yeah.
Now somebody's got to turn the corner. See how hard this is?
Move Washington to.
So he's not going to get fired. He's going to turn the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move Washington to turning the
Gotcha.
corner.
Okay, I see how that went.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nebraska's NIL is robust.
Robust NIL riser. All right, there we go.
Riser.
All right, so Washington.
Like a fine tomato.
Jed Fish got a big win. He's turning the corner. All right.
Now we're going to surprisingly fire Greg Schiano
okay.
at Rutgers.
Sure. Nobody's going to care.
The only person who seems to want that job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Now
they
at the
sure ain't
top.
paying a buyout.
Now at the top, and then I want some chat comments. At the top, you really think Ohio State, of all the teams, not just with Oregon, Indiana, USC, you think Ohio State is the best national championship contender?
I do, yes.
What about you guys on the back row? Forrester? It's
well,
Oregon for me.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil my 40 for 40 here. Yeah, Oregon's my national champ.
Oregon's my 40 and 40 national champ. Brooks, if you were doing a 40 and 40, and I know you already have, are you an Oregon or Ohio State believer this year? Or maybe Indiana. I won't take Indiana off the board.
I'd like to think Dan Lanning is finally the coach that can do it. He seems just gritty enough to finally get over the hump for Oregon. But I've never seen him do it. So I would still lean Ohio State.
He manages to find a way not to do it every year.
The program manages the way to.
Well, I mean, they've gotten absolutely worked in 2 playoff games to get kicked out of the playoffs.
I don't know if the NFL draft was only at my house. Did it broadcast at y'all's house? Did y'all see how many Ohio State players went in the first 11 picks?
You never said this with Alabama. When this happened with Alabama, never once would you come on the show and say, "Wow, they just had too many players drafted."
I'm just saying.
I mean, Nick Saban.
All I'm saying is they're going to be in the Big Ten championship game in the playoffs. I'm not saying they're not going to.
You can swap it all you want. I don't really care. I would say Ohio State's the better national championship contender than Oregon.
What does the chat room, more importantly, what does the chat room say about who's the better national championship contender, Ohio State or Oregon?
Morgan says Indiana is running it back. National champs.
I would bet against that, but
Jace said put Oregon in the title game. He liked Oregon where we put them. And he liked Indiana where we put them. Makes the college football playoff, so he agreed with us.
But the Big Ten title game, not the national championship, not the national champs.
No,
okay.
on Indiana. That's on Indiana. Royal Payne, Ohio State's schedule sets them up for a letdown year, 9-3 as possible.
Yep, I agree. But of course, 9-3, you could be in the playoffs and win it all.
Yeah, you could. Dixie Normus. Very active in the chat recently.
Yeah.
Dixie says Ohio State should stay. Goose says Ohio State should stay.
That's huge, Dixie.
RTD's very excited about Ohio State, apparently.
What does Nipple Twizzler say on college ball Reddit? Nipple Twizzler's my favorite college ball Reddit poster these days.
Goose says Ohio State. RTD4 says Oregon. Rusty says Ohio State over Oregon, but I hope they both go 6-6. I mean, it's kind of split.
I really hope the Big Ten doesn't play.
I know.
To be honest.
Yeah. I'm fine with either. I would go Ohio State. It is a tough schedule, though. They're right.
Okay.
If I could alter anything of the tiers, I would move. I can't even remember what Northwestern's coach's name is.
Pat Fitzgerald again?
No, not Pat Fitzgerald. Whoever. We just did this.
Braun.
David Braun.
It's Braun.
David Braun.
Yeah.
I think with the amount of money they've invested into the new stadium and what all they've got going, I think if they had a bad year, I would not be surprised if he got fired.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, then move Rutgers to the worst team and move Northwestern.
And I was
going to
put Rutgers as an NIL slider because of how awful they're operating.
Literally, they're
and
broke.
then put Iowa and Minnesota as the 2 for Stuck and Rut.
Okay. Do that. Slide that around. We go to Ralph Russo when we come back. The show today being brought to you by the fine folks at Central State Bank.
Bank big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. You want to get your kids started with some great financial habits and encourage good grades. We'll go open that Young Savers account. You open the account, and when the grades roll in, send them over. You can get up to $10 for those A's and B's. It is banking that celebrates hard work and builds lifelong great financial habits for the kids in your life. Family-owned, community-focused, Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
The insurance company called. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion for going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Boy, Ralph Russo is about to join us. I say this all the time when we have our buddy Bruce Feldman and others on from The Athletic. I was a day one Athletic guy, and I have stuck with that that membership from the beginning. At my age, a lot of people you hear, I'm not going to pay for the newspaper, online newspaper back in the day. And The Athletic was probably the first behind paywall subscription I ever got. And I don't know how many years it's been now, but I enjoyed the content so much. And if you're a college football fan, I recommend The Athletic. They've got great NFL and soccer and Major League Baseball and all that. But when it comes to college football, over the years, it seems like a lot of the people I've always read have funneled over to The Athletic. Yeah. And this next guy I followed for years and years, he's just always been terrific.
Ralph does a good job. Covered the college football game for the Associated Press for years. Used to have to chase votes down for me and you when we were AP voters. Yeah. At Ralph D. Russo, ATH with The Athletic. That's where you find him on social media. Hello, Ralph. How are you today?
I'm great. Listen, I've only been at The Athletic for a year and a half, and I'm just glad that I didn't drive you away. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm glad to know that subscriptions are still going. They're still up, and I didn't cost anybody subscriptions.
That's right. I'm sorry, Stuart Mandel. My $6.99 no longer going to The Athletic because of Ralph Russo.
Now, this may cost subscription, so I'm going to allow you to defend yourself if I am incorrect. Perhaps I just read this wrong. Did I see you in a series you guys are doing, Bring Things Back to College Football, campaign to bring back ties to college football? Did I see Ralph Russo say those words?
I did that. So we're doing a 90s nostalgia, hey, listen, it's the off season. It's off season content, right? We're doing a 90s nostalgia series, and my contribution, my quote unquote contribution to this was within a brainstorming discussion about what we kind of remember and liked from the 90s. At some point I said, oh yeah, we should totally bring back ties. Because it's they actually work now. We got away from them because they were so complicated, because they got championship races complicated and bowl eligibility complicated. And, generally speaking, I understand it's a dissatisfying way to end a athletic event, or it can be. But I found myself thinking, nowadays we got a big playoff. It's not a problem, right? A tie is okay. We can work around it. Plus, it's a little bit of a chaos agent. Plus, it creates all kinds of games strategy scenarios for coaches that I would love to sort of force them to be in. Plus, the history of college football is littered with great games that either ended in a tie, or the prospect of a tie sort of was the banner that hung over the game. And I think to the first college football game that really, not the first one, but the one that really made me a college football fan, and you have to go back to the 80s, was the Nebraska-Miami Orange Bowl, where Tom Osborne decided to not go for a tie at the end, where he could have won the national championship with it. So I'm not saying we need to tie playoff games, just to be very clear, but I think that regular season ties, I think, would be cool. I think I see no reason not to bring those back.
And while I don't entirely agree with you, here's where you and I think would find common ground on this, Ralph, is that college football's overtime system is absolutely terrible. It's just a terrible overtime system.
So yes, so that's part of the reasoning here too. The overtime system in college football is a little bit akin to what we're seeing in World Cup soccer. I will admit this. Ending a soccer match, a high-level, incredibly important soccer match on penalty kicks, is really not the truest way to figure out who the best team is, but oh boy, is it fun. So there is a bit of the overtime in college football, especially now where it's been adjusted to a 2-point shootout after two possessions, is not a true way to determine which of these teams is best, right. But it is pretty wild. It does have a lot of drama. So the level of drama is high. The level of this is the most efficient way to determine which of these two teams is better is very low. But I'm with you, and that's part of my proposal is just get rid of overtime altogether in the regular season. But the other thing I proposed to a couple of coaches, and Rich Rodriguez was on my side on this, if you went to a more NFL style normal football overtime, but with the understanding that at some point it just ends, and if it's tied, it's tied. To me, that makes more sense, and you'd actually have a better version of overtime. Of overtime.
I agree with you and Rich Rod on that, on both accounts.
All right.
Developing news with Walker Kessler, former Auburn star in the NBA, coming up after Ralph. He's on the Bud Light Hotline. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I'm interested. What is the thing from the 90s you miss the most? I mean, other than ties, is there some, you got assigned ties, but was there something else from the 90s? Do you miss Nebraska?
Well, now listen, and just my background is relevant here. I grew up in New York City. I lived back I've traveled the country, moved around for my job, but I also live here now. But I was a kid in Queens who became a massive college football fan. That is odd, right? That's not totally normal. But Nebraska, 80s Nebraska, Mike Rozier, those teams really caught my imagination. And even into the 90s, I always had sort of an affinity for Nebraska football. And it was cool. It was a cool story arc that in the 80s, they had a hard time getting over the hump with Tom Osborne. And all of a sudden in the 90s, they became this massive, the power of college football. So I do miss some of that. I think a lot of people miss conference balance a little more, right? You could look across the landscape, and not only conference balance, but sort of a regional balance where you could look across the landscape of college football, and there were multiple Midwestern powers and Western powers, and it wasn't so dominated by just sort of the South and a certain segment of the Big Ten. And I certainly miss that. But guys, what I'll also say is so I'm 56 years old. I feel like we're all like relatively same ballpark here. We admit, even at The Athletic, in doing this series, because I think there was one of my colleagues sort of made tackled the theory that was the 90s the best of college football. And I don't know if it necessarily was either. I lived it. I don't necessarily was. But we all acknowledge that part of when you look back nostalgically and think how great things were back then, a lot of it is just being like, hey, man, I was 24 years old and living in single. And, I had more hair and I was better looking and the music was better. It's just that nostalgia of, man, I just miss when I was young. So we completely understand that a certain amount of the nostalgia of looking back at the 90s is, I miss being 25 years old, man.
Don't we all?
Yes.
Ralph Russo is with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. College football with The Athletic. Go subscribe there, and you can follow Ralph on social media at Ralph D. Russo, ATH. He is with The Athletic. One of the things, even though, look, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s as well, it was a dumb way we picked a national champion when you look at the way we do it now, right? I mean, we'll all admit that. But New Year's Day was fun. New Year's Day was fun, Ralph. And Jim brings this up often when we talk about playoff expansion. How important do you think it is for those that are making the decisions, not you and I that are fans or members of the media, those actually making the decisions to protect New Year's Day? It is one day college football is always owned. There are plans that make one game on New Year's Day all we get. How important do you think it is for the decision makers to protect that for football?
I think it is important to always understand that New Year's Day should be the college football day. I also understand that we are never going to go back to the days where New Year's Day ended the college football season. I think we are gone from that. I think there are a lot of people who understand, okay, if it's not going to be New Year's Day, maybe not too far away from New Year's Day, maybe not January 25th like this year, maybe more like January 10th would be a nice time to put a bow on this. But listen, we're having in the midst of a conversation of whether we should have a 24-team playoff. And by the way, guys, I think we're going to get to that at some point. I don't think it'll be next year. This is me more speculating than reporting, but there is some reporting that goes into it. My gut feel / educated guess on this is probably 2028. We might end up with a 24-team playoff. And again, there are ways you can structure that. So, but I would ask you this. Again, we're never going to have a national championship on January 1st. Are you cool with the semifinals, just 2 games on January 2nd? Or how much do you want the 4 games? Or the 3 games, the 3 of the 4 quarterfinals on January 1st. I think that's a conversation about the way this thing could lay out that is actually being had. And again, there are contracts in place now, so I'm not sure how much can change in terms of the scheduling through this particular contract, but hopefully we'll all be around in 2032 or 2034 and maybe see a different version of this. So what do you guys think? 2 games enough on January 1st, or do you like the 3 or 4?
I like it like it was last year with the 1 game on New Year's Eve. I was at the Bama Oklahoma game earlier, and then you get to the New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day. I like that. I would be okay with 2 semifinal games. I don't want one national championship. I would be okay with 2 semifinal games in the late window of the afternoon where the Rose Bowl is and the primetime slot, and I'd be okay playing a couple of mid-tier bowl games at 11 a.m. kicking off at the same time. You know, if you wanted to do one in Tampa and one in San Antonio, then that would be fine with me.
I guess my fear for college football would be, because you may have to go backwards. You never know, oh, wow, we did not get this right. Like if you leave a New Year's Day window open, which in your scenario would be the early window, does the NFL say, oh, there's nothing going on? That's a good place for a game.
Yeah, we can put more there.
Oh, wait a minute. There's not a game at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day. Let's put one there, you know? And then you've lost that slot forever. The NFL never goes back. They never give territory back.
It's a broader conversation, guys. And it is one being had about how do we avoid the NFL? How does college football do a better job of avoiding the NFL? But also, I think there's also this. How much should college football avoid? Like, at some point, does college football need to step up and say, you know what? This is our territory too. We're not just going to completely duck you. We are going to fight back a little bit. And I think that's a fair discussion to have too. I understand that comes with all kinds of problems, and maybe you devalue some of your postseason games if they're going head to head against the NFL. But I do think there are some people in college football who who are thinking continually acquiescing to the NFL is not the right strategy here.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, follow Ralph on social media at Ralph D. Russo, ATH. Read his work at The Athletic and go join up there before college football gets here in how many days? How many days, Jim?
We're 59 days away.
59 days, Ralph. You've only got 59 days of rest left, so go get some.
Thanks, guys. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great talking with you. Ralph Russo with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
The show continues on. Tell us more about Alexander Shunnarah.
Yeah, he is the guy you go to when you face any sort of legal situation. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. That is the website to go to. Alexander Shunnarah is a guy that has been doing this for a very long time. Birmingham guy, Birmingham born and bred. He has been doing this in Birmingham for more than 25 years. In that time, he has built a firm that has more than 150 attorneys under the same roof, more than 500 dedicated team members under the Shunnarah roof, and they've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. Starts right here in Birmingham. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com.
Hey, before we get to 4 downs, the developing news in the NBA, Walker Kessler, former Auburn star, Utah was not giving him the money he needed or wanted. That was becoming a fractured relationship. Walker Kessler now a L.A. Laker.
Interesting that yesterday LeBron tells L.A., hey, listen, I'm going to play next year, but you can feel free to move on without me. And I mean, I don't think they went to bed before they made an offer to Walker Kessler, clearly.
Yeah, very good. So Kessler, good for him, goes to the L.A. market. Little injury last year, but off to a great start to his NBA career. And now with a franchise that if he does anything positive, will get national news every day. So Walker Kessler, now part of a trade to the L.A. Lakers. That's big. If you loved Kessler's time down on the plains and if you're cheering for him, so that's good news. Let's do 4 downs. It's brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt.
Yeah, you cruise around the beautiful roads of the great state of Alabama, and you see those roadwork projects going on, whether they're municipal projects, federal, state government projects. Good chance you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction do those jobs. That may indicate to you they don't have time for your job, and that would be absolutely incorrect. Boy, do they. They've got an entire division for the smaller jobs like parking pads, driveways, a parking lot for a church or community center. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job. From highways to neighborhoods, get your quote right now, big or small, with Central Alabama Asphalt by calling 205-349-0910. That's 205-349-0910 or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down. Let's do first down here.
First down.
All right. And I need microphones for Forrester and Cheese and Brooks in the back. You go to the World Cup. You get to go to the World Cup championship game at MetLife, or you get to go to either Fenway Park or Wrigley Field on a beautiful weather day whichever one you haven't been to yet, which would you choose? Forster first. Wrigley, Fenway, whichever one you haven't been to yet. Beautiful, perfect weather day with anybody you want to go with, or the World Cup championship game at MetLife.
I mean, I'm taking a game at the rate personally.
Yeah.
But I'm a baseball guy. Give me a game at Fenway.
Fenway Park. Have you ever been to Fenway?
I have not been to Fenway.
Yeah, I haven't been to Fenway for a game either. Brooks, which one for you?
I've been to Wrigley, had a great time. I would go Fenway. Personally, I've been to some soccer games, like big event soccer games, live in person, and it was all right. I'm not a huge soccer fan. So
yeah, I mean, unless the Americans are in it, the Fenway would be my answer too. I've gone to Wrigley, beautiful weather night with my wife, and it was fantastic. I would do Fenway if I could recreate that. What about you, Cheese?
Yeah, I'm with them. Fenway or Wrigley. Just not a big soccer guy.
Yeah.
So
I love the atmosphere. I love the World Cup. Unless the Americans are playing, I don't want to go.
So I've been to both Wrigley and Fenway on a beautiful day. Both days were spectacular. Would relive those days in a heartbeat if I could. But having done that, I would say I'll take the World Cup final there. That would probably be a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
All right, let's do second down.
Second down.
Mike Rapoli, our billionaire friend who owns the UFL, is also one of the biggest donors to UCF, Central Florida. He is trying to push Central Florida to changing their name to the University of Orlando because he thinks there's better marketing and name recognition with the University of Orlando. We've seen that here locally where some people want to change UAB to the University of Birmingham. Which I think would be a mistake. UAB has become a somewhat household name in sports, especially basketball around the country. UCF, should they change their name to Orlando or not?
Like, it's one of the biggest alumni bases in America, so they've gotten a lot of people to come there without having the word Orlando in their title. His
It's about marketing.
His theory is market. It's easier to market it if you say the University of Orlando because more people know what Orlando is. They don't necessarily know what Central Florida is.
That's right.
The more confusing one to me is the University of South Florida. I've never understood how that's in Tampa, not in Miami, but I'll digress.
And to me, with UCF, Brownie, if you don't call it Central Florida, if you just call it UCF, it's becoming like UCLA and UAB. Nobody calls it Alabama or Birmingham. They call it UAB.
Yeah, I never say Central Florida really anymore. I just say UCF.
Me too.
I think too much water's going under the bridge. If you did University of Orlando or Orlando University, people are going to think it's a brand new school, and maybe that's what they want. But to me, you've done a lot as UCF. You've had some football and basketball success as UCF. I'd keep that.
Yeah. What about you guys in the back? Brooks, you first.
I think they should keep it like it is. Where I grew up, the Chattanooga Mocs were actually the University of Chattanooga up until the 60s before they became the University of Tennessee Chattanooga. I don't really think it really impacted their branding very much long term. You've already built a brand on who you are. Why change it?
Same, Forrester? What do you think?
So UAB has some basketball uniforms that just say Birmingham across them.
They're good uniforms.
And I love them.
I do too.
But it should be UAB, and it should just stay UCF.
I agree. Let's do third down.
Third down.
Yesterday at Wimbledon, Rory McIlroy went to center court. He went to center court with his wife, and he went in his green jacket from the Masters. He wore it to Wimbledon yesterday. Is this cool, or is this cringy, or something else? So Brooks, you first. Cool or cringy?
I would say it's cool. He's the only person in the world that can do that right now.
That is, Brooks nailed that one. He's right.
Yeah, so you agree, Forrester?
Yeah, that's why not?
Now, he's sitting in a section where he has to wear a sport coat. This should be pointed out. This was not just like a flex when everybody else is wearing a golf. He's got to wear a sport coat. Now, if I won the Masters, I'd never take the thing off for that 1 year. I get to keep it. But he's won it twice now. But if I'm in a section where I got to wear a sport coat or a suit, I think I'll go
That's what
green
I'm
jacket.
saying. I'm wearing it to church.
That's right.
Yep.
You'll see me in it all the time.
Easter pictures because it
No
matches
doubt.
Easter
That's
colors.
right.
Works out really good. That's Rory McIlroy at Wimbledon yesterday. Last one. Let's do fourth down.
Fourth down.
All right. In South Korea, they package bananas to where you have the perfectly ripe banana every day one banana a day a week.
Oh.
So they package it by ripeness.
That's pretty cool.
And the first banana, if you eat it left to right, perfect on day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is a brilliant plan.
It really
over
is.
there.
Really is.
I have no question here except your favorite fruit. Is it banana? If not, what is it?
I like banana, but I think I would probably go either grapes or pineapple over everything else.
Yep. What about you, Brooks?
Fresh peaches are right up there too.
Strawberries or bananas. I like to do a combo of both of those on my cereal.
Yeah. What about you?
Blueberries by a mile. I could eat an entire carton of blueberries.
Wow. God, you're like my 3-year-old.
Cheese, do you have a favorite fruit?
Definitely pineapple. But I will say about the bananas, that's smart. I actually was going to eat one on the way here this morning, and it had the brown spots all over it.
Got to throw that out the window. Yeah, let the animals eat that one.
Yeah, you take that home, throw it in the freezer, and it becomes part of banana nut bread later on.
Yeah, which I'm sure you cook off it.
Well, I mean,
Somebody
I'd assume in summertime you're at home with your mom and dad right now.
Yeah.
Your mom's probably upset you threw that one away and didn't put it in the freezer.
I've known people that have liked bananas. Like my brother-in-law's fiance, she likes them green, which is weird. And then my wife actually likes them once they start to get like really ripe with a little bit of brown spots.
My wife prefers them a little bit like that way too.
But you can
past where I eat them.
Yeah, but you can buy them that way and just eat the other way. Your problem is if you like them super ripe or whatever, super new. I don't know how you say that. You can't eat the opposite way, so it's a bad setup for you.
Yeah,
if you like it that way.
We had a couple of batches from the farmers market of strawberries. They were some of the best strawberries ever, but there's a window locally grown where they're good. After that, I'm a blueberry guy. I used to be a pineapple guy, but pineapples have taken we don't get the best of the pineapples anymore.
Where do they come from? I thought they came from Hawaii.
I know.
It's one of our 50 states.
The pineapples where I get it in my local supermarket, not as good. Do you get the actual pineapple and cut it out?
No,
yourself?
I do not. I'll let someone else do that effort. Yeah.
But
we buy usually like a pineapple a week, and I cut it up. They're very hit or miss.
That's right.
Really?
The quality of the pineapple.
Watermelon has gotten the same way too. It can be really, really. I
love watermelon.
I got a watermelon that was super ripe this week. I've been eating it, but I've also bought them at the store, and they've been disgusting.
Yeah. And tomatoes may be and I know they're technically a fruit, seed on the inside, but most of us call them a vegetable. They are the most hit or miss thing ever in the supermarket. They can look like they're going to be the good stuff on the inside, and then they're milly when you cut them open.
Yeah.
I only like tomatoes from farmers markets where they've been really grown outside and not in some greenhouse. That's our 4 Downs today, brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. Also today by our wonderful friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Brownie takes us to break.
969-8100, that's the number to call to go get that risk-free evaluation from Michelson Laser Vision. You can see more at michelsonlaservision.com, but call Amy and let her get you set up, and you can go see if LASIK vision is right for you. Michelson Laser Vision, 969-8100. 969-8100. Your distance vision could change forever with our friends from Michelson Laser Vision. Doctors Mark and Jennifer Michelson. That is a father-daughter team, and they are there, the pioneers in the industry, to make sure your vision is as good as it can be for the rest of your life with LASIK surgery. See if it's right for you. Call Amy, set up that risk-free evaluation. Tell her you want Lance Taylor's Fighter Pilot Vision. 969-8100, michelsonlaservision.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at ryanbrownlive.
Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champies is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champies for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champies Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champieschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you always by our wonderful friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. It is a go-to for game day tailgating. Only 59 days away from college football tailgating days again. We look forward with that with Sterling and his crew at Champy's on Highway 119 in Alabaster. The chicken is brined overnight. It's cooked to order, juicy to the bone. The hand-cut chicken fingers they're basically a foot long. They're massive chicken fingers. And the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, all at Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's champieschicken.com.
All right, let's talk some college football with Brad Crawford, CBS Sports 24/7. He's with us now on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. What's up, Brad? How are you doing?
How are you guys?
Doing great. Thanks a lot. Did we, Tyler, are we okay there?
On the audio there?
On the audio?
Give us a mic check there.
You got me now?
Yeah, I got you there.
Okay,
buddy.
Now.
Thank you.
Hey, Scott is going to show the audience again the South Carolina uniforms. Brad, very strong opinions. This is uniform change day, July 1. A lot of schools are going to new uniforms. Brad, your overall objection to the South Carolina new uniform is what?
I thought there would be better font. Don't like the oversized numerals. And right now it's the exact same template Under Armour used last season. I sort of knew this was coming, though. Nike has a way of, in its first year partnership with certain programs. You don't see major changes. Basketball team has some good uniforms, but I think moving on, this is a great move for South Carolina. $70 million in merch they're getting from the swoosh, and obviously the bigger play here is building the brand nationally. So good move for the Gamecocks.
You know, I see with a lot of these brand switches, and I think this is happening at Penn State, where Adidas is sort of making a pledge to use some athletes in NIL deals and endorsements. Is South Carolina getting some of that from Nike as well? Do you know the details on that?
Yeah, Asia Wilson, Gamecock, former #1 pick, multi-time national champion. Women's basketball team's going to wear her Nike apparel. Dylan Stewart, Lenora Sellers, edge rushers there for the Gamecocks and quarterback. They got personal Blue Ribbon Sports branch of Nike deal. So they have several Nike athletes now. And I think the basketball team, you're going to see a little bit more cutting edge stuff just because of the Don Staley connection there to Beaverton, Oregon. But football team moving forward as well. And this is a 10-year deal. Previous deal with Under Armour was also 10 years. And I think it's a good move for the Gamecocks.
One more South Carolina uniform question, because I feel like I am on an island. I like the garnet helmets. Are you a garnet helmet fan? Do the fans not like that as much as the white ones or the black ones? Is anybody in on the garnet helmets?
I like the garnet helmets too, man, as long as, the pants shade of garnet can match the helmets. That's the hard thing. I mean, Bama's been able to do it with numerals and their crimson helmet, but Nike only has one crimson right now, apparently, and it's the Alabama Pantone. And I think that's the color that South Carolina got for its new garnet. So very interesting there.
Many in our audience loved hearing what Brad just said. Oh, Nike's only got the one crimson. They did Alabama's crimson, and everybody else has to use it.
Yeah.
Or it's going to piss Alabama fans off to go, see, it's not even real crimson. It's a garnet. They're just selling it to us.
Why are they letting them use our crimson? Yeah. Brad Crawford is with us, CBS Sports 24/7 Sports. He is on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. You can follow Brad on Twitter at bcrawford247, bcrawford247 for college football talk. We didn't have you on just talk South Carolina, but while we are there, obviously when you start talking hot seats, as many do this time of year, Shane Beamer's name gets mentioned.
Sure.
Very, very quickly. What is the temperature there for Beamer? What would be the expectation, and what would be the nightmare scenario where South Carolina is on the coaching carousel?
Yeah, Ryan, I think his seat is hotter outside of Columbia than it is inside Jeremiah Donati's office, the AD there for South Carolina. I will say another 4-8 Shane Beamer's gone. I mean, he makes $7.5 million. That's lower tier SEC, but it's still a major Power 4 job when you have as much money in NIL coming into that program as you do. You've got Lenora Sellers back, Dylan Stewart, Nick Harbor, three guys that could have easily chosen bigger deals to go elsewhere this offseason, potentially 3 first-round picks as well in those guys. So this is a year that Shane Beamer has to do well. I don't think he has to challenge for a playoff spot, but 6-7 wins will certainly be enough to extend his tenure. And he made several key coaching staff additions this offseason that maybe change the tide on offense.
When we started this show on Jocks 17 years ago, we sort of built it with an SEC flag, an SEC banner. I don't think we ever, even with our new move to the next round in digital, I don't think we ever thought we'd go 4 years of a Big Ten championship. But we do an off-season vote every year with our fans and us, and I'm going with Oregon as my national champion, which would give the Big Ten 4 straight national championships, 4 different national champions. That's very SEC-like during the run a few years ago. Do you feel like the Big Ten is that far ahead of the SEC now? And do you think the Big Ten could make it 4 in a row?
I'm with you. Oregon is my preseason championship favorite as well. I've got Miami as my #1 team entering the season, but I think Oregon and the Big Ten will win a 4 straight. I don't know if there's that much difference top to bottom, Big Ten and SEC, but I think the Big Ten's elite, Jim, is better than the SEC. When you're talking about Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, 3 legitimate championship contenders. Then you get in some of those mid-tier teams. I mean, Penn State's essentially Iowa State Junior this fall. The entire roster is Iowa State. So it sets up for big wins too. Matt Campbell could get to 9-3 without beating a single top 25 team. That's kind of different sometimes between Big Ten schedules and what a lot of SEC teams face.
But we do the same thing with Dan Lanning, or at least when I say we, I mean on this show this gets said a lot with Dan Lanning that we do with Steve Sarkisian. Like, yeah, they're great, but Sark's always going to find a way to lose a key game, or Dan Lanning's always going to find a way to lose a key game. I mean, we can't – at some point they get past that, right? I mean, Mario Cristobal seemed to this year.
I was going to say, speaking of Mario,
yeah.
I talked with some Miami folks last week who weren't too happy with some of the things I've brought up this offseason about Mario's late game decisions. Well, the thing is, Dan Lanning has lost some key head-to-head top 5 spots too. There have been some times, fellas, where Dan Lanning's Oregon's team hadn't even shown up in these big games. You know, getting blown out by Oregon in the opener Georgia a couple years ago, and then obviously the semifinal last year was ugly, and Rose Bowl 2 years ago against Ohio State. Those were unprepared Oregon teams. So I like Dan Lanning, though. This team has got 4 senior starters on the defensive line, all going to be early round picks, and somehow convinced Dante Moore to return on a $7 or $8 million NIL deal.
Yeah, and when you look at this landscape, it's just so weird for me. I hate to come from the SEC glasses again, but you mentioned the Big Ten and Oregon and Ohio State and Indiana. USC, sneaky good. Penn State, sneaky good. Then you can go to Miami from the ACC. You can go to Notre Dame. There's a lot of teams that could win or play for a national championship that don't even sniff the SEC. I mean, the SEC's got plenty. There's just so much more parity, I guess, in the league. And I know we always say that's NIL. Is there anything else involved with that, or is it strictly NIL that spread out the talent over the country?
I think it's got a lot to do with quality coaches elsewhere too. I mean, you look at a guy like Rhett Lashley. He's already been to the playoff once in 2 years at SMU. Might get back there again this year. SMU is actually one of the 2 ACC teams I think will get to the playoff just based on that schedule, man. Kevin Jennings at quarterback. SMU's got a lot back, and it just comes down to, there's elite coaches at other programs. Kirk Cignetti in Indiana. Indiana caught lightning in a bottle. I mean, every SEC program would love to have Kirk Cignetti right now. Probably all of them would trade their current coach for Kirk Cignetti, maybe outside of LSU. I know Texas would take Kirk Cignetti in a heartbeat right now over Steve Sarkisian, but SEC is going to get back to the top. But like you said, NIL and some recruiting changes and schedule changes, 9-game schedule obviously starting this year, that's going to change the tide a little bit nationally.
I mean, I know I'm in the minority on this, and I like Kirk Cignetti. This is not anti-Kirk Cignetti, but I do feel like there's an adjustment coming. And maybe people said the same of Nick Saban or Urban Meyer or whoever, and maybe this is who Kirk Cignetti is. But it just feels like at some point, like, hey, that was an incredible start, but all right, now you're like everybody else, Indiana. You're not the national power. Maybe I'm wrong in that, Brad, but it just feels like there's an adjustment coming. At some point, there has to be.
I mean, as long as regression for Indiana was like 9-3 and not 7-5, 6-6. If they go 6-6 this year with Josh Hoover at quarterback, then you start talking about maybe we put the cart in front of the horse a little too much. With Kirk Cignetti being the number 1 coach over Kirby Smart and Ryan Day. I know a lot of rankings right now midsummer have Kirk Cignetti as a top coach in football. You have to like what he's done with the roster he's had, but he's also had like 9 or 10 draft picks last year. I mean, this was no G6 roster at Indiana. A lot of folks like to say it was, but there's only 5 or 6 really starters there that were from that JMU team. A lot of those guys were multi-year starters and developed players. He's very good at developing players.
You're a big college football fan, not just SEC, Big Ten, or ACC or Big 12. The Pac-12 officially is back in business today, I guess, the new Pac-12. Any interest in that league this year for you going into it? And if you were giving them advice, what advice would you give them moving forward?
Don't play your games at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Come on, man.
See, I'm just the opposite.
We
Brad.
want them late.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, make sure you got a good game there for me to end my Saturday nights with.
Man, during Saturday nights, I'm like preparing for live HQ spots after watching the late SEC game, that kind of thing. But my advice would be, try to set yourself apart from the rest of the power leagues and just be different. It's worked for the MAC sometimes on Tuesday and Wednesday nights during the season. We see the ACC fellas has like a 9 or 10 game Friday night slate this year. So a lot of changes across the Power Four, but Pac-12 coming back, it just feels a little weird, especially the teams that are in it now.
When we get to the SEC Media Days in Tampa coming up in just a few days now, as we flip the calendar to July. There have been so many storylines when we've shown up over the years. What's the biggest one this year for you when the SEC I think we start the media days next week with the Big 12. When we get to the SEC media days, what's the one talking point that you think we're all talking about down in Tampa to somebody?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Lane Kiffin, right? And everything that's happened this offseason. You know, if Brendan Sorsby was an SEC quarterback, I think he would take the cake as far as what we're projecting there. But Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss, hiring a bunch of Ole Miss staffers, trying to swipe a lot of Ole Miss's best players, signing the top-ranked portal class. And then after doing all this, guys, he's tried to temper expectations, saying, we're going to win a natty one day. It might not be this year. No, you were hired and one of the, well-paid coaches in the country to do so very quickly. If LSU does not make the CFP, I think it's a disastrous season. You can't go 8-4 with this schedule that LSU has, and certainly this roster with Sam Leavitt and some of them other guys at the skill positions.
He is Brad Crawford, CBS Sports 24/7 at BCrawford247 is where you follow him. We will see you in Tampa in a few weeks, Brad. We always appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys. Good to see y'all.
All right, buddy. Take care. Brad with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. Covering some college football there for CBS Sports as always.
And our show being brought to you today in part by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City. He and his wife Andrea own the company. Listen, they've got this soft wash program. Put on pause a second about, the storm damage, the roof replacement, anything like that. Come back to me and talk to me about a soft wash program that's going on right now when you got staining on your roof and something like that. Do you want to make the roof look good again? Call Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. He can make your roof look new again. He can make the roof last longer. It's great if you're going to sell your home anytime, or if you bought a new home that has a roof that's still got 5 years left on it, but it doesn't look good. It can look good again, can look almost new again with Greg from Pell City in that soft wash program. Storm damage repairs, roof replacements, all A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's stormrestorationroofing.com, 205-542-3531. Greg from Pell City with a free no-cost roof inspection. And also, Brownie, our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Hemp Hill is the place to go. The hot weather is here, my friend. And if you go outside at all, you know that. Hemp Hill Services, the number you need to call if that AC unit is giving up, or if you're afraid it's going to give up. Don't come home to that 100-degree house. Make sure you're on top of it with Hemp Hill. And save this number for when it eventually goes out. Listen, if you own a home long enough, it's just a matter of time before that air conditioner service is going to go out on you, and Hemp Hill Services can take care of you. They've been doing it in Birmingham for more than 70 years. 229-2090, 229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Yesterday, Brendan Sorsby let the NFL know that he was no longer going to play out any legal opportunities he had to try to force a supplemental draft or anything suing the NFL or anybody else. He's shutting down his legal pursuit for more football. He's going to concentrate now on working, preparing, and getting ready for the 2027 NFL draft. Good move for Brendan Sorsby?
I don't know that he's got any other options. I think he was out of options, and if you're going to be out of options, you may as well play nice, right? And just say, hey, listen, I'm going to take my punishment. I'm not trying to dodge it. You guys told me I can't be in the league right now. I won't be in the league right now, and I look forward to maybe being in your league in 2027's draft. And I mean, I think if your hand is forced, why continue to be belligerent? And not saying he has been, but why continue to try to fight it? Why continue? You're not going to win. The NFL makes the rules here. They don't want you in their league right now. They're going to let you in their league next year if anyone wants you. So why not just play nice? And that's what Sorsby has decided to do, and it will probably help him in the long run.
Interesting day yesterday. We've already told you Walker Kessler, fun move for him to the L.A. Lakers now, the former Auburn star. Yesterday, Dusty May, cut to Tyler, Dusty May was introduced as the new head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. And he leaves national championship Michigan to take over Dallas. And he gets asked how coaching at Michigan prepared him for the NBA?
When I left FAU to go to Michigan, I felt like that changing landscape and the magnitude of our FAU program was a segue to Michigan. And I feel like the last 5 years of the NIL era is a segue into the NBA, where we weren't coaching professional players per se, where they're under contract, but they were getting paid the same problems, not at the same scale, but similar problems, similar issues, similar challenges. And so the game is closer than ever. College, NBA, the G League, stylistically, they all look very, very similar if you're playing modern basketball. And as far as all the other things, you're never ready. It's like being a parent. You're never prepared. You're never ready, but hopefully you've prepared and done everything in your power to tackle all the challenges. And so the last 5 years, it's been a very similar game on and off the court.
Yeah, interesting that the college game and the NBA have never been more alike. I guess that's the case. When I watch them, I have zero interest when I'm watching the NBA games, and I never loved college basketball more than I do right now. It's weird, but they do play a more like style than they ever have before.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. It's similar styles, but it is so much more fun on the college level when teams are running that style than it is on the NFL, and I don't know why.
Me either.
I think some of it is the crowds in college basketball are much more into the game. Like in the NBA, you feel like there's a lot going on. We got, people dancing and, giveaways and all that. I don't know. It just seems like the crowds are more into it. Yeah. Did you happen to catch any of Brian Windhorst's interview on this with Rich Eisen?
I did not.
I find it really interesting. Eisen's a big Michigan guy, as you well know, and was beat up about Dusty May leaving, as you would imagine, and was joking with Windhorst, like, tell me it's nothing Michigan did. And Windhorst is like, no, he agreed to a contract extension with Michigan. He just had not signed it. And it was him not signing it that when Dallas found out about that, basically, they're like, well, if he hasn't signed a contract extension he agreed to, we think we can get him. So he said Dallas was 100% intent on getting a championship-level coach, and they shopped it around to the NBA championship-level coaches, they felt like, and none of them could get out of their contracts. So it was current NBA coaches couldn't get out of the contracts. And then Eisen said, but did they go Shire before May? He goes, absolutely. They went to John Shire, and Shire said, no, I want to win a championship at Duke. So they shopped it to some more NBA coaches, got no's from them, went back to Shire and said, are you really sure? For this amount of money, you will not take the Mavs job, which is interesting because we talked about Shire's salary not long ago, and it's less than you would think for the Duke coach.
Like it's less than Nate and Steven.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Duke has him for a bargain based on what he has done so far. And Shire told them again, absolutely not. I want to win a championship at Duke. And that's when they went to Dusty May. And Eisen was like, well, what was it? Was he upset with the school? He goes, no, he agreed to the contract extension. He goes, it's 100% NIL. He was already burned out dealing with this. My point in going through all that is, man, it's probably easier on Dusty May to deal with it at Michigan than almost any other coach. And if it burned him out that much, what's it like at other programs where it's not as easy as the way Dusty had it?
Yeah, I mean, Nate Oates in Tuscaloosa always looks fresh to me.
I agree. I've never heard him complain about it.
Yeah. And Steven, to me, it was more watching him transition from being an assistant to a head coach and dealing with some personalities early on, but he never seems to be stressed about the NIL either.
No, I mean, he's new on the job, maybe, but he was already dealing with it as an assistant. I mean, I think personally, this is no shot at Bruce Pearl, but I think Steven was probably handling a lot of that for Bruce Pearl, and Bruce was kind of the closer. I don't know that he was.
No, I've always said on the show that Steven was the reason you had the rosters in Auburn to begin with.
Right. Yeah. When people were saying, well, Bruce left him with a roster. Yeah, Bruce didn't leave him with a roster. Steven was building that roster.
Yeah.
And he's built this one too. So I just think, I mean, it's just crazy to me that if it was that burdensome on Dusty May, he probably had a better setup than 99.9% of the coaches in college basketball. So how bad is it for those other guys? I was interested, though, the Shire angle. I mean, they went hard after John Shire, and apparently he would not bite. That's according, anyway, to Brian Windhorst.
Reported by a couple of people along the way about that. Oh, interesting note on John Calipari while we're at this point of college NBA discussion. John Calipari, when Darius Acuff was picked in the NBA draft last week, was Calipari's 30th lottery pick since they started the NBA lottery. John Calipari passed Coach K. They had been tied at 29. It was the 30th lottery pick for John Calipari as a coach, passing Coach K, now number 1 overall. Acuff was the 42nd first-round pick for Calipari. The 41 other Calipari NBA draft picks in the first round have had contracts of $3.6 billion.
It's ridiculous.
That John Calipari, and I go back to I never liked Calipari until I saw a documentary on him, and they showed the discussion he had with one of his one-and-done players. If you want to make me more money, come back another year. If you want to make your money, go to the NBA is what he told him. He said, you want to come back and play at Kentucky, come on. But you're making me money at that point. This was before the NIL. If you want to go make your money, you need to go to the NBA. And he had no problem with the one-and-dones, and I liked Calipari ever since that. $3.6 billion in contracts from Calipari first-round guys.
I mean, he recruited on the basketball level the way Nick Saban did on the football level, where it was just one NFL first-rounder after another for Saban, and that's the way it has been for Calipari. I mean, this can only be taken as a shot, and I don't necessarily – I like Calipari. I'm like you. I initially did not like him. He did an interview with us. We reference it often on Jocks when – you brought up the fact that they were going to play Samford and the tie to Martin Newton, CM's son. And before you could even finish the question about playing a game in Birmingham, not a chance. They wouldn't let you finish the question. And then I did an event with Calipari and got to spend just a brief amount of one-on-one time with him. And I emceed an event where I interviewed him, and he was fantastic. I really very much liked him personally. So this is not intended as a shot at a guy I like. It's remarkable he's done all that, and he's only got the one championship to show for it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but they had a lot of Final Fours, a lot of Elite Eights, but can't finish the deal except for that one time. And even a Wisconsin knocking them off in the semifinals when they were unbeaten. That was the best team in the country.
I know.
Hard to win that thing, man. Hard to win that thing. By the way, Todd Golden, the Florida coach, told Tipton at On3 Sports that he wants to be at Florida for a long time. He's going to enjoy Florida for now when talking about the NBA. And then this week, speaking of our boy Stephen Pearl, this great picture popped up. Second place at the Wicker Point Golf Club member.
Look out.
Stephen Pearl and Gus Malzahn picking up the second place trophy there on the golf course down there. So Gus back in town at Wicker Point, and Stephen and him teamed up member, and they finished second. And I think Stephen told me that Gus had an illegal man downfield on the game-winning putt. No, I'm kidding.
Somebody released early.
No. Gus Malzahn. Gus, nice to see Gus back in the area, retired, and probably will now finally start getting his flowers for the job he did at Auburn. Not only as a head coach, but as a coordinator. Probably wasn't respected enough when he was the head coach. And you can see a series on our platform at Next Round Live that Brooks is doing about missing rings, and one of those for Auburn is 2013. Not only did he win a national championship in 2010 as a coordinator, he had Auburn back and ahead with 1 minute and change in the national championship game against Florida State and just missed winning another national championship.
And really, to be honest with you, actually should have had that game put away even before it got to that point.
Yep.
They should have won that game. I thought Auburn was the better team that night, and Florida State, to Jameis Winston's credit, found a way to drive and win the game. I think what has happened since Gus was fired has only made him look better, too. I mean, the program has been a bit of a disaster. Not that he was fired after a 10-win season. He was fired after 6-4 in the COVID season, right? Or whatever that record ended up. So it's not like he got fired after a 12-win season. So it was trending a little bit down, but it's been a disaster since. There's been nothing but unevenness. There's been nothing but turmoil. There's been nothing but painful losses. So I think all of that, people now look even more fondly on Gus just because of what followed him.
When we come back, we'll do trash and put a wraps on the show today that's being brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. A wonderful chance for you to get by there, especially you guys out there. 1 in 8 American men deal with some kind of prostate issues, including prostate cancer. Early detection can save your life. That's where Urology Centers of Alabama can help you out, staying on top of your health from your 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, and so on. That's so important. UrologyCentersAlabama.com on different ways that they can help you. They've got testosterone treatments, vasectomies, everything from prostate health to kidney stones. They handle it there at UCA. For women as well, you can check out everything they offer for 70 years of compassionate care, 10 great locations, 205-930-0920 to make an appointment, or UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at jimdunaway.
When a motorcycle accident turns your world upside down, who's going to look out for your family while you're healing? Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys is here for you, fighting for injured riders and getting families the compensation they deserve. The consultation is free. They don't get paid until you do. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait. Call 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical office, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit UrologyCentersAlabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Same thing happened in the 1996 Olympics when I was watching until the Messi game at Auburn this year. The largest crowd ever to see a soccer game in Alabama was a 1996 Olympic game at Legion Field in Birmingham where USA and Colombia were playing. I think it was Colombia. And
I have since been told it was Argentina. I always remember
Argentina.
it being Colombia as well.
May have been Brazil.
It's one of the South American nations.
It was a mainstay team.
Uh-huh.
And the Americans scored first right out of the gate. Crowd went crazy. And I was like, let's just keep kicking it into the stands. If we kill 90 minutes now, how can they beat us?
That's right.
We're up 1-0. Anytime it gets close, just kick it into the stands.
Kick
just
it out of
keep
bounds
kicking it into the stands.
Run back on defense, yeah.
Yeah, keep icing it, basically, using a hockey phrase. Well, Congo has jumped out early 1-0 on England. And there's roughly about 62, 67 minutes to play. And I just hope they start kicking it into the stands. Because I've said from the beginning, I think this English team is Texas. They've only won it once in 1966. They're always supposed to be great because the Premier League is in England. And you just always think they're going to be great, and they always seem to choke it out. And they're down 1-0 right now to the Congo.
We have it on one of our screens here in studio. Obviously, cannot hear it, Tyler. But reading during the break, apparently at the hydration break, do you think that was a foul? Apparently at the hydration break,
pulling a card.
There you go, a pink card. Apparently at the hydration break, the English fans booing their own team for this start.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
The British,
they're tough fans.
They complain a lot.
Yeah, booing their own team. And the hydration break, in case you haven't kept up, is only like 25 minutes into the game. So they had barely gotten started.
Yeah, a lot of soccer to be played, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the winner of this game just gets sacrificed at the Estadio Azteca.
They do, but boy, these English fans expect a lot more than to going out in the round of 32.
For those that don't know, winner goes play Mexico in Mexico City, and you don't think the English can beat Mexico there?
Not the way Mexico's been playing.
Yeah.
Any other stadium, I'd say, it really depends on if England chokes. But the way Mexico's been playing, and then add in the crowd factor in Mexico City,
Boy, that'd be an entertaining game. I'd really like to see England have to go there with everything on the line.
Before we hit the spotlight, another move in the NBA, Collin Sexton, former Alabama star, joins former Auburn star Walker Kessler as part of the new look L.A. Lakers.
Jeez.
So Collin Sexton has agreed to a 2-year, $19 million deal with the L.A. Lakers. Lakers freeing up some money and getting very, very younger with LeBron James leaving the team yesterday. So Kessler of Auburn, Sexton of Alabama, now L.A. Lakers. Reasons to stay up late night. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially if you're a Lakers fan. You just said it, going younger. Yeah, you got to move on from LeBron at some point. Now you've done it, and you've gotten Kessler. They're paying him like a really big-time star. And then, another young player in Collin Sexton.
All right, let's hit the spotlight. Hit it, Tyler.
Oh, my bad.
The College Football Spotlight.
It's presented by Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney, Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com, that is the place to go. Whatever legal issue you face, you do not pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. It is a Birmingham guy, Birmingham born and bred. When it came time to build his firm, as successfully as he's been, he could have done that anywhere, but he chose his hometown of Birmingham. And now, more than 25 years later, you're talking about more than 150 attorneys under the same roof, more than 500 dedicated team members, and they are there to help you with whatever legal need you have. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Big news yesterday for some when Ohio State announced that they are bringing in a veteran NFL scout to handle scouting and player personnel at Ohio State. Andy Howell is now in charge of scouting and player personnel at Ohio State. The last 14 years in the NFL. This is where this guy's been. That would excite you on the surface until you tell me the 14 years, what teams he spent with.
Cleveland and who else?
Cleveland, the Jets, and most recently the Dolphins. Browns, Jets, Dolphins.
That was funny to you through the Dolphins today.
Well, it was most recent.
Yeah.
That was his last stop. It was Browns, Jets, Dolphins for the last 14 seasons, and now he's going to run scouting for Ohio State. Can you pull up the big graphic from the Big Ten again? Best years behind him, Ohio State. Maybe we should start thinking about that. They brought in a guy that's been scouting the Browns, Jets, and Dolphins to run scouting for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
I mean, he's at least seen good college talent in that time, right? They may not have translated to NFL talent.
Yeah.
This is an interesting move. So I guess this guy's in charge of just scouring the portal, and I guess the high school film too, maybe. But
particularly, though, the portal.
Yeah.
Everybody's got scouting guys now who just watch college football every week and is just, who we're going to go after in the portal. Where are we going in the portal?
Yeah, I mean, that's the world we live in. When we first started seeing GMs in college football, it kind of felt weird, but now that we're hiring NFL scouts too.
Yep.
But, I mean, that portal is so extensive, and it is so overwhelming to have one guy that's like, you watch every film of every game in the college football world, and you tell us who we need to go after.
Yeah, it's not just him. He's got a team, but he'll be heading it all up there. All right, that gets us to Trash Today. Brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Don't forget, later today with our friends at Bud Light, we are out at Walk-Ons, Highway 280 and Highway 119, Tattersall Park, location of Walk-Ons, as we honor the fine folks of Folds of Honor, Alabama. Every donation stays here locally. Folds of Honor, Alabama. And today, you can come enjoy $2 bottle, $3 drafts of great Budweiser and Bud Light as we celebrate America's 250 and honor the great families that sacrificed it all, serving our country and first responders with our friends at Folds of Honor, Alabama. We'll be out there 4 to 6. We'll have a specialty show 4:30 to 5:30. So if you can't make it by, you can join us on our video platform and use that QR code you see on your screen to donate throughout the show today and keep every dollar here in the state of Alabama. All right, Tyler, hit it, man. Did you hurt your hand?
It's large. It's large. I was able to get the whole thing in my mouth, though.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy this Independence Day weekend, our friends at Bud Light. I start with a question. Who was your favorite Office character? Your favorite character on The Office?
I like the whole Pam and Jim scenario. That was always interesting to me. That was cute. But the guy that drove the show was the awkwardness of Steve Carell.
That was very awkward, Steve Carell. One of the funny characters, there were so many. Leslie David Baker, best known for playing Stanley Hudson, the always malcontent guy that worked in the back. Such a great character. He had few lines. Like, that is one thing I always respect about The Office. They knew their characters were funny, but they knew if I overused them, they won't be. So Stanley gets a few lines an episode. Creed might go a whole episode without a line, but
that's right.
They were all money lines. Anytime any of them talked, it was a money line. Stanley Hudson has a new Honey Baked Ham restaurant in California. The new Honey Baked Ham store opened June 22nd on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. It's owned by him and another Sherman Oaks resident, Honey Baked Ham, a retail chain best known for their signature glazed spiral sliced hams, except for Thanksgiving, when a Honey Baked Ham, they basically shut the road down around it because everybody's, I guess, getting turkeys. Do they get turkeys there too?
No,
or
you get Honey Baked Hams.
They still just get the ham at Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't know if they do turkeys too, but the Honey Baked Hams at Thanksgiving is delicious.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. You like ham over turkey, don't you?
No, not necessarily.
No? Okay. In addition to whole hams and turkey breast, the store serves sandwiches, deli-style lunches, soup, salad, side dishes, desserts, family meal packages year-round.
I used to go by the one that used to be up near the TV station. I don't know if it's still there or not. When I was at NBC 13, they would do great box lunches.
Oh, yeah. I've had one.
And I would go by and get their box lunch. It would be a great sandwich with the sliced ham. And then I think you come with a side and a bag of chips.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
I envisioned Stanley just sitting in the restaurant doing his crossword puzzle. You know, he always had that newspaper crossword puzzle he was doing, and somebody walks up to him, I am not interested in your story. That would be so awesome if he just said, "Hey, Stanley, I am not interested in your story."
Hey, can I get a ham? I'm running late for Thanksgiving. It is 5:01.
That's right.
I'm off the clock.
That is going to be your problem, not mine.
Did Honey Baked Ham ever make an appearance in The Office?
That's a great question.
Because
I don't know.
I've only seen
think
like
so.
2 episodes.
You say no?
I don't think it did. That was almost the second Congorian goal. I don't know if they're Congorians.
Congolian?
Congolian goal. Your reaction was based more on Congo almost scoring.
Point blank. Look at this.
How close
Point
did it
blank.
come?
Okay, crosser.
Oh, it hit the English
watch
guy.
this. Boom. Oh, just missed.
Wow.
It was that close.
I mean, 2-0.
Off the post from being 2-0.
2-0 going to the half. England their goose is cooked at that point, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not cooked, but they're definitely
in the oven?
looking around going, oh no, we're going to get ran out of America in July again.
This happened last time we were here in July.
Oh, no. They're going to do a penalty kick.
Speaking of restaurants.
I'm going to turn the game on my phone.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. We've lost Dunaway.
It's nonstop action, and Harry Kane is beside himself right now.
Is Harry Kane the white guy with the receding hairline there?
He's the
guy
guy
right
with
there?
the really big nose.
Yeah, that's Harry Kane.
Yeah.
A restaurant in Chicago has gone viral after they exposed a group of customers who dined and dashed, and the whole thing, as you might imagine, was caught on camera, as most things are now. For most people, having a meal at a restaurant means paying full price or discounted in some situations. You may have a loyalty card or you're a key worker, you get some costs knocked off. However, there are people out there who will simply just dine and dash. Order food, eat it, and bolt before they pay. In Chicago, the Crab Pad has gone viral on social media after they called out a group of dine and dashers on June 25th thanks to their security cameras. They say on TikTok, walking into a restaurant, eating, grabbing your food to go, and casually leaving without paying like you've done it 100 times is absolutely crazy to me. Yes, restaurants can make everyone pay first, but that often comes at the expense of the guest experience and employees who rely on tips. So here's a simple reminder, all caps, pay for your food. Crab Pat also encouraged viewers to name and shame the dine and dashers if they know who they are. That has led to plenty of comments from viewers suggesting they know who it is, while others urge the restaurant to make the customers pay before eating. No, don't make the customers pay before eating. Let's just punish the ones that don't do it. Don't punish the innocent for the guilty.
Jason in the chat said it should be fairly easy to find the girl sitting in the front there with the portrait of her family on her arm.
Oh, we know her and her family. Wow, they got out quick, didn't they? Did he leave it? So he looks at the tip, the bill.
Yep.
He's look at him. He's inspecting it. She's got her purse. Let's go. They even got their to go.
But is this one they pay at the door?
It looks like the bill gets left right there on the table.
It looks like when do you pay at the door?
I don't know. They're chasing. Look, they're chasing right there. They saw it happening. I have seen that I knew about one time, and the waitress was pretty upset, and I found out she had to pay for it.
Oh yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, I don't agree with that happening.
I don't either. I don't know why the waitress would have to pay for it.
Where we often go to breakfast.
Well, restaurants are also where the bulk of the employee money comes from the customers anyway.
Yeah.
It's tips, right?
Yeah, it's tips.
Yeah, my son's doing a little bit of that right now, and he says because the prices are so high, tips are down.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people aren't even doing 20% anymore because the pricing is so high.
It's not their fault it's high.
Now, I can get behind just sort of like tipping based on the level of service because, say if I go to a Waffle House, my bill's going to be $15. They're still going to refill my drink 5 times and check on me.
And how quick did they get the food out? The food is really consistent. Yeah. They're really good.
But say I go to a nicer restaurant, have a $50 steak. Waiter checks on me twice throughout the whole night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should they get the same amount just because the food is more expensive?
Percentages, not amount,
but
percentages. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I would say this, that I do breakfast, and I'm not a huge fan of the place. I don't think it's great food. I'd rather go to Waffle House, but my son and wife like it, so we go there a lot. And they've got it now where you can use the app on your phone. They give you the ticket, and you can pay on your app at the phone. How that is not set up for Dine and Dash, I don't know.
I know which place you're talking about.
Oh, you pay on your own phone.
Yeah. You shoot the QR code and pay right there. And I literally have been in the truck on the way home, and I was like, did you pay? And she's like, yeah, I paid.
Thank
and
God.
I was like, I just assume she pays every time now.
When
That's
I went
probably
there,
not a
Because they
safe
get mad at me
assumption.
because I want to pay at the register, and you have to. Nobody's at the register. You have to wait for somebody to come up because the old guy wants to pay.
yeah, I felt like I was like sneaking out or something because I didn't like actively show them like, look, here, I paid. You guys got money from my table, but I did pay on the app. But you feel like you're doing something wrong by not like showing the check or something.
I will say I do appreciate the restaurants that give you the tip percentages on the bill. Like if you want to pay 15%, it's this, 18% is this, 20% is this.
They're too low.
No, it's too low, but it gives me the math to start with.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I appreciate them doing the math for me.
When I do places also base it off of the final total after tax, though.
Well, yeah, but the tax is minimal when you're considering a percentage of tip.
Yeah, I always tip off the tax. Do you not?
No.
I tip off the total of the bill.
Tip off the total of the food.
Well, but the tax is only going to be a couple bucks. That's you're
I'm
talking.
going to save that couple bucks.
I'm saying you're talking 10 or 15 cents in the tip.
Here's an old guy rule follower thing too. When I do self checkout, which I have no problem doing, I even do it at grocery stores now. Some, as I'm walking out, I hold up my receipt, just for anybody to see. I'm like,
I have not stolen.
You need to see this. I checked myself out. Do you need to see this? Make sure I did it correctly.
Haven't you seen the like the meme on the internet? Like, you know, the meme on the internet. That sounded so old. The meme where the guys they asked me to see my
come in the mail.
Yeah, see my receipt at the Walmart door. He's like, oh, don't worry, I work here, because he did the self checkout. Don't worry, I'm working.
Yeah, my wife says when I'm showing the receipt walking out, that's the equivalent of when she walks in the door, me meeting her at the door, telling her that I unloaded the dishwasher correctly. I do that too when she comes home. Especially when she was in school, I'd be laid out on the couch watching something on TV. She walks in, and I'm like, "Hey, by the way, I took out the trash and unloaded the dishwasher." And she's like, "I do that about 3 times a day. Do I tell you every time I do that? You don't have to tell me that." And I'm just letting them know that, hey, I've successfully checked myself out here at this grocery store, and I'm now going to my car.
I've done it.
Get her
I've
to
done it
call you
correctly.
during show prep to let you know that
Maggie knows better.
She did the dishes.
Big night in Mexico last night. Woo! Soccer team won. Everybody partying in the streets. A Mexican vigilante known as Batman is being hunted by police, though, after he allegedly chased down suspected thieves and taped them to lampposts. I mean, he's just doing the Lord's work there. I'm assuming this is AI. It's
gotta be AI. This is an AI rendering of
what Batman did?
Yep. But I do have the actual pictures of the victims right here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
God.
About 5 people have been confirmed to have been victims of Mexican Batman. They get tied up. They get whiskers painted on their face and rata painted on their forehead.
That's the Spanish word for thief, by the way. Some of them have been beaten up, too, it appears, with bloody faces and visible cuts. The unknown vigilante, nicknamed as the Batman of Lagos de Moreno. I don't know why I started rolling my R's when I never do that. The Batman of Lagos de Moreno. I'll say it Calhoun County style for once.
Related to Dan?
By Mexican journalist Luis Cardenas, after local media reported they had become frustrated with the slow pace of local law enforcement. They took it in their own hands. Pictures show men tied to lampposts using silver duct tape, some with pink warning signs over their heads describing what they were alleged to have done. The bikes they are accused of stealing were also left nearby in a bid to illustrate the alleged crimes. I kind of like this, actually.
Okay, I'm going to give you a Spanish phrase from last night, and I'm going to finish it with an English phrase, and then you tell me what the Spanish phrase is. Ready?
Okay.
Levantan las manos, and they stay there. And they stay there.
Levantan las manos, and they stay there?
Yeah.
I have no earthly idea, Dunaway.
Hands go up, and they stay there because they won last night. Auburn 2010.
Everybody's hands go up.
Up.
And they stay there.
This Congolese goalie is having the game of his life. Have you watched this guy?
I have.
I mean, England.
I'm literally closer to the TV than you.
It's right before the half, and England is peppering this old boy, and he is turning everything away.
Yeah, Harry Kane is complaining.
Yep, it was shocker. Does that mean they're at halftime?
Halftime, yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So England's going to go into the half down 1-0.
Yep.
And it's all thanks to the Congolese goalie. This guy is playing the game of his life.
Yep. Or English people are kicking it right into him.
One of the two. He was there. He had to be there. Finally, a fitness influencer has responded after she came under fire for doing yoga in the aisle of a plane during a flight. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. It's just these internet influencers drive me insane. Like,
what are we doing?
I know. Throw out of the plane. Whether you're a nervous flyer or not, having other passengers on your plane sit in their seats is the best thing for all parties. Hang of a flight.
That's right.
Whether it's a short hop or a long haul trip, being disturbed by another passenger could cause a few headaches.
I'm more offended by the open-toed shoes.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too.
Because now you got to think that she's doing yoga. She's wafting her bare feet all across the aisles.
I mean, and she's at head level too while she's contorting her body. I mean, like, I mean, butt and everything else just right in your face.
No, this is a no-go.
If you're the pilot, Jim, are you grounding this plane?
I hit the air brakes real quick.
I am asking the stewardess to make it stop, and then whatever they want to do there.
If I'm the stewardess, I'm probably running the cart right down the middle of the aisle.
Oh, yeah, just ram the drink cart into her. Rosa's got 5,000 followers on the IG, 4,000 on TikTok, but the video got 600,000 views, of course.
Over 4,000 followers
It's ridiculous.
on TikTok.
Well, the video got 600,000 views, though.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Here's what needs to happen. Instagram,
TikTok,
Facebook.
that's worth about 50 cents.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter. They need to all get together and start kicking these people off their platforms.
Right. Let us vote. Let's have a vote. Should this person get their video monetized, or we just kick them off the platform?
Just kick them off.
Because she'll get killed in that vote. There's nobody that wants this content. Nobody wants this content.
I mean, you could report her right now.
Now, like, I have stood up during a long flight and stretched.
Did you put your leg above your head?
I didn't show my bra like this woman has. I walked to the back of the plane or the front of the plane, wherever the nearest restroom is, and just stretch a little bit. But I'm not doing it right in people's faces or in the aisle
or sticking your foot to your
none of
nose
that. Yeah,
in spandex.
No.
And like, if I thought she did this on every flight she went on for real, then it's even different. But I know she's only doing it because the camera's
Well, she literally set the camera up so she could do it. I mean, this is being videoed from a camera she set up. She knows where it is.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. That's trash.
Yeah.
Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
That is trash.
That is trash. I agree 100%.
I mean, imagine just sitting there on a long flight and somebody's got their bare dogs just in your face.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I hate her.
Wow. I mean, I said throw her out of the plane. But...
And then Jace also brings up a good point. How many times do you think she farted during this?
I know.
Like, if you're doing those kind of stretches, it's going to happen.
I mean, I would, if I was gassy, I would use the advantage at that point to let one seep out.
Oh!
And I was like, don't try to blame it on me, young lady. Not at all.
Seep out is a very gross description.
Sneak out, I thought I said. Sneak out?
I'm with Rod. He's right about this. There's a mother on this plane doing everything she can do to keep her baby from crying while this girl's doing this.
Yeah.
Just disrupting everything. It's just ridiculous. The contradiction.
I'd rather have a mom with a crying baby than this woman.
Yeah. I can put my headphones in and I pretty much don't hear the crying baby.
That's right.
Nothing I can do about this.
Because I'm usually going to sit on the aisle. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. That's usually my seat choice. But the way people are acting more and more, I'm becoming a window guy now.
You're going to be John Madden, just start driving everywhere in the bus.
You're going to throw an elbow out in the aisle?
I mean, you could do that. If I just time when I get up and clobber her, maybe this ends.
Yeah, maybe stretch your leg real quick in the aisle.
That's right.
Yeah. But are there other influencers ready for somebody to say something to her, and then they're going to get up and start a fight and record that?
Probably.
Right?
It's all staged.
Yeah.
The world is staged now. Hate it.
Oh, Richard says island worthy. I think I agree. I'd put her on the island. Let her do. She can stretch all she wants on the island.
Walk around.
Plenty of room there.
In Atlanta, Georgia, big watch party, Congo celebration. I do feel like it's early round NCAA tournament. I do feel like everyone's like, let's just say let's send England bouncing right here. It's going to help my bracket in the long run.
Man, they will wear this one. Round of 32.
Dr. Congo looking pretty good right now.
The old DR.
DR Congo.
They've done the inspection on England and found them lacking.
What would Dr. Congo be a doctor of?
Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo.
They're the doctor of the World Cup.
Jungle fever, of course, right? Dr. Congo.
I mean, I keep going back to Furman. I was talking to my wife about this. Todd Furman talking about how good Africa has played.
I mean, look at them.
Morocco beating the Netherlands.
Yeah, here's Congo right now if they upset England.
I think there was 8 African teams in the knockout stage.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Asia was horrible.
Yeah, it's true.
I think 2 of 9 advanced out to the knockouts out of Asia. By the way, already paired up for Sweet 16 matches. We already have Paraguay and France will play. Canada and Morocco will play. Brazil and Norway. I mean, how good are the matchups going to be? And I've already penciled in England and Mexico.
I'm glad that was in pencil.
May have to get Congo and Mexico there. Gosh, that's the one Harry Kane wanted a penalty kick on.
You think he had a legit?
No, watch this. The goalie makes a play, and then watch how hard he avoids. The goalie avoids so hard not to intentionally just take his legs out from under him. And the goalie gets a lot of freedom to play the ball, right?
Right. No, he has played the heck of the ball.
This was his most amazing save.
Yeah,
right
that guy right there has played the game of his life so far.
Yep. Build him a statue.
Clean tackle by the Congolese goalkeeper there.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
My stream's just a bit behind y'all.
Yeah, so you agree with Jim? No penalty.
No penalty there.
All right.
And then it's a knee cutter from Kane right there, right at him.
Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo.
Taking him to the half.
Dr. Congo.
Steven in the chat wants to know if Africa's the new SEC.
They are in soccer. No, actually, they're the Big Ten.
I feel like they're the Big Ten.
I hate to say it.
Europe is the SEC.
I feel like they're the Big Ten. Or are they the Big 12? I mean, they're could beat anybody. We don't know who's going to win it, but they're not going to win it in the end.
That's a good point, yeah. We got to wait till the end to declare who's who.
Dr. Congo. All right, final thought from Champy's. Champy's world-famous fried chicken. They bring you this final hour. Let the music bed play.
Let her go.
Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go see Sterling and the crew. You know who could buy us all something to eat today at Champy's Chicken?
Who?
Our getaway thought is national holiday, at least for one guy, the Bonillo family. Bobby Bonillo, a player who played back for the New York Mets back in the day and the Baltimore Orioles. Today is Bobby Bonillo Day. And if you're not familiar with it, on July 1 every year, he gets $1.193 million in his mailbox from the New York Mets every July 1st, all the way through 2035. And less reported, through 2028 on this day, he gets $500,000 from the Baltimore Orioles.
So it's a $1.6 million day for him, huh?
So Bobby Bonillo just became a millionaire again today. One-time Pittsburgh Pirate. Then a big-time deal with the New York Mets, and had a little time with the Orioles.
It's amazing.
As well.
We have talked about this for so long. It's amazing this is still going.
And there's still a decade left.
I know. That's what I said. I said this morning, I think there's 2 years left. And Jim said, no, there's 9. He's got 9 years of this left.
Yeah. 30, was it a 30-year deal? Big deal, and he had it spread out over installment payments?
I think the contract was like 2001 or 2002 when it was signed.
Insane.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. And the Mets saved a lot of money back then, paying it out this way. Just think about how much money they saved.
They could have spent it all and wouldn't have won a championship. You've seen that this year.
Yeah. All right, back with you tomorrow. Don't forget 4 to 6 today at Walk-Ons on Highway 280. We'll be there with our friends from Folds of Honor, celebrating America and paying respect to those that gave the ultimate price, both in the military and first responders. During our live show today or tomorrow when we mention it, use that QR code to donate to Folds of Honor Alabama. All of the proceeds stay here in the state of Alabama. Thank you to Budweiser Bud Light for being out there with us, and the $2 bottles and the $3 drafts all day long.
We'll go live about 4:30, so set your alerts.
4:30. Yeah, maybe a special guest with us.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.